I'm like one of those people that's sitting there waiting in line.
And no secret and I
We're
were
all
both like
ready to go.
15 minutes late, at least.
What? I'm never late. What do you mean?
No, like
Secret is
Arrive at the
never
party
late.
in the game. Sorry. Freedom and I.
Oh yeah, we're fashionably late.
Secret's like, I always arrive exactly when I mean to.
I am probably the most punctual person you'll ever meet. Since you guys don't know me in person, you won't actually get to like witness that, but yeah, I have a sad case of punctuality.
She's a hairy wizard.
You're like Gandalf, so...
Well, when we do meet in person, Secret, I will make sure that you are on time, and then
I will be there first. Well, maybe not first, but I will be there exactly on the hour.
By the time.
Yes. Maybe a minute or two sooner. Yeah.
Okay, Pluto, I have a plan. Let's meet at 6:47. Then she'll be there on the hour. She can't be late, or she can't be on time if she's on the hour.
6:47 is still an hour, just because it's minutes in and still the term, the hour. Good try, though. Good try. The stream is all ready to go, so... Well, not stream, but recording.
Yeah. Okay. So, you guys are here at the Ruby Masquerade. It is slightly after 9 p.m. You've entered, and one of the guards, they're all in masks, and they all seem to have the same very red smiling masks that I guess are supposed to denote them as guards.
Alright, I remember
One
that.
of them comes to greet you and reveals themselves to be Kane as a plant.
Are these like the
Dotari?
I keep wanting to say
yeah.
Dothraki.
They are...
Like Game of Thrones.
No, you're correct. The Dotari are the guards for the masquerade here.
Isn't the Game of Thrones like the horse people? Aren't they the Dothraki?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I'm confused. Okay, Dotari, like Atari but Do.
Uh-huh, okay, and... Do we have a map?
We do.
Okay. Cool. Nice.
And this is all revealed because you guys were given information by the Fushi sisters that had been mapping this place out and infiltrating it while you were away.
Yeah.
There are other areas that you guys have knowledge of, and I can share those, but for the most part, you know the first floor and the second floor here on this map, the third floor, and you also have knowledge of some of the, not the basement, but the lower part of this. They actually call the under part of the Opera House the underworld. But the Fushi sisters have told you that there are certain rooms here with caches of mostly healing and restorative items. I think you guys marked some of them. You guys see an H here. And they also told you that they're certain of other underground passages, but they didn't find them. But anyway, yeah, Kane makes his way to you guys, and he says that he's got information on the guards, where they've been stationed, and also the whereabouts of devils that are here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, devils. I need to get my hair level. I can't remember. I think I prepared something for this party. I just want to make sure. Yeah, so I'll definitely keep the devils in my eyes as much as possible.
Well, he says that they're
They're
not
around
exactly easy to spot. It seems that they've been given very strict instructions on being posted where they are
Do you know where they're posted at?
and to not be seen. Yeah, he tells you where they're posted. Oh, there he is. Hey, Grim.
I was gonna bring a spell, but I'm not entirely sure if it works because I think it's for devils, not demons. So it might not work.
Well, devils are what we're facing. Did you mean that the other way around?
Might be. I just remember looking at it and going, "Oh, this would be handy," but that's not what we're looking at. Well, not important at the
Okay.
Your lab's taking way too long, so I don't want you guys to linger on me.
Hey, Grim, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, it's detect demon.
Yeah,
I would be able to detect demons, but that's it.
Yeah, we're just getting started with the game here, and I'm giving some information to the party through Kane, since he was a plant here from the sabotage action. He has information for you guys.
He's a plant?
Okay.
Oh my god, Kane.
Yeah. So he says that there are exactly 22 Dotari here, at the masquerade.
Okay.
He says that most of them are in reserve. The guards, the Dotari that is. And he tells you that
Reserves, okay.
those guards in reserve are here and here.
Man,
on
we
the
got all
map.
these arrows. We're gonna forget all of this stuff, you know it, and we're gonna ask again.
Now's a good time to start either drawing on my map or taking notes.
Well, to be fair, the drawing tool is really bad, and you can't really see anything because
It
it's
is really
extremely
bad.
thin and black. If we had like tokens, like letters or numbers or something, or I guess I can get some paper. Hold on, give me a minute. Okay. I'm still not gonna remember this stuff. What are those arrows pointing to?
Kane is telling you that these two areas here on the first floor are where the largest number of Dotari guards are being held in
Guards.
reserve.
Okay. I can't put tokens
That's a
on the map,
fancy
can
cursive G.
I can. Okay. Can you guys see my token? Oh.
I see an orange dot.
Okay. Oh, I can only put the tokens he's provided for us.
So wait, if you want to
Yeah.
put letters on, why don't you
Damn.
use like that fancy word art stuff that
I can't
Secret
open
went
up my...
the other day?
I can, but I gotta go and like do
Find
stuff.
it then. Okay.
Just
It's
use a
fine.
drawing tool. See, I made a very pretty G.
Yeah, it's a cursive G.
I think I can share my
I don't know
tokens
cursive.
if I can just.
Well,
I've forgotten
just
it.
take my word for it. That's a G.
That's alright, it's a dying language.
Okay.
Let's
I mean, everything I do is typing. Like, who actually
I'll be
uses a
right back.
pen for anything other than, like, signing their name?
Guilty.
You have
I-
to, Pluto?
I write down
No, I
stuff all the
just
time.
do sometimes.
I actually wrote in
I
cursive
guess you
for
guys,
a long
like, take
time.
notes and stuff.
I think I did too.
I used to do
I
my
stopped as soon
like
as I could.
My dad taught me that if you want to remember something, write it down, and it's true.
I used to do like my
Apparently, I can't
standardized
access shared
tests and
tokens.
or whatever when they had you write essays for them or short answers. I do those in cursive. Back in
Get
school.
bonus points.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I don't know if I actually got
I was
bonus
gonna say,
points.
it's actually
but-
making a lot of sense now why my scores were never that good in writing. Because I didn't write in cursive.
Well, I don't write in
it's,
cursive either.
It's just faster.
It just has to be legible. They have to be able to read it. That's about it. Oh.
But I mean, if it's faster and able to keep legibility
Yeah.
than print. You can do print just as fast if you're fine with it being ugly. But if you want to have like nice
Yeah,
looking
my
print, it
stuff
ends
was
up
always
taking
ugly.
longer.
I'm one of those bubble writers, and when you write bubbly, you can write really fast. It's almost like cursive. I don't know. It's just bubbly.
Oh yeah, like that's like the thing too. Honestly, even my cursive normally is like not full cursive.
Yeah, unfortunately I can't share my tokens. Oh well. Or maybe the game has to launch with mine shared or something. I have no idea.
No, probably.
I can tell you with confidence that I do not know how to make some cursive letters, and I'd have to look it up.
I think they stopped teaching cursive in school. I'm not sure, but I think that's something.
I mean, it's pretty
Yeah, I think they did.
useless, to be honest.
Well,
besides,
it's
like,
like
knowing how to sign
calligraphy.
your
It's a fancy text, and I don't know. It's like a skill now, you know? Some people can do it, some people can't. So if you need like a fancy sign done, because you don't know cursive, you're gonna have to hire somebody.
No, then
Or
I
get a
type it up
printer.
and then pick a fancy font in MS Word or something.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you wanted to paint your raging rage sign as you go to a riot, I don't think you're gonna use a printer. But you need nice font.
No, I
don't.
might take it to like a print shop.
Yeah, take it to like a and get it
print
blown
out on
up.
like a big poster board.
Okay, spend money on a riot. Sure, I would never, but
I mean, yeah, it'd be kind of silly if you do it while if you're writing against capitalism or something.
right.
That's why the best poster board is a flaming torch.
And pitchforks,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Although there's not
Those
really
get your
riots
point
around me,
across.
unlike you Portland people,
It's
or at least near Portland.
pastime. I mean, it's not just Portland, to be honest. It's a national
No.
pastime if you think about it.
It's national. Very, very national.
That's what we were founded on. What
Is
was the
it?
Revolutionary War except an organized
Portland
riot?
only gets noticed because
Yeah.
that's the only town in the West Coast that will actively do shit like that. But that's just because Portland's full of a lot of people that care.
Yeah, that's my point.
Surrounded
And
even
yes,
larger
obviously
by
there are riots in other places.
people let down,
but
unfortunately.
Well, the rest of Oregon doesn't give a shit. Just Portland.
I'd say around me, it's like basically non-existent. Like the
Yeah.
worst
They show
riots
it
we
the-
had were when the Royals won the World Series, I think, a few
They,
years ago.
I was pointing out about somebody was like asking about because I live in Washington and work in Oregon, and I'm like, they're like, does Washington give back your taxes? I'm like, no, they just keep them. Like,
They just keep them. Yeah.
I just have to pay taxes and I don't get a vote in Oregon. I'm like, it's like, didn't we fight a whole war about this shit? Like, why am I doing this?
No, state of Washington still takes a small amount of
Tea
taxes,
into the
but
water.
it's like
Well, I pay my
I can't
taxes to
remember what it
Washington
was.
by sales tax. That's how ours works.
Yeah, I
Car
remember when I
registration fees and
worked
things like that.
there, I thought to myself, oh, they're not going to take money out of my paycheck, but they ended up doing
Oh,
that.
they still do because it's federal.
They still do
The
it.
federal
No, the
income
state.
tax. It's the
State
federal.
also, but it's like a
Uh,
very tiny percentage or something like that.
There might be like a payroll tax or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I say for me, I work in Missouri but live in Kansas,
Is Grim back?
and I only
I
pay
don't know.
taxes
Yeah, I'm back.
for
Sorry,
Kansas.
I'm leveling.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay,
Kane right now.
Hooray for Grim!
so Kane tells you guys that those are where the reserve guards are, but the others, about 10 of them in total. There's guards here in this area where you guys are at. Some are stationed here, others are stationed in the room just beyond this, which is like the main area. And then there's a few on the upper floor, the second floor. Here.
Alrighty.
Okay.
But more importantly, he says that there are devils stationed here on the first floor in this room just above one of the reserve guard posts.
Okay.
As well as let's see, what do these rooms look like again? Okay, it's on the third floor. That's so yeah, there's 2 rooms on the third floor where there are devils stationed, and then there's one in the underworld. And he says that there's a bunch of hellhounds as well underneath the stage. So if you were to take one of these stairs down, like at the back end here, he says that there's a whole bunch of hellhounds.
Okay.
Lastly, he'll take you guys over to this adjacent room where there's people already here enjoying themselves and mingling, but there's a bit of an odd fixture in this room. So suspended there are cages 7 feet off the ground that have these really ugly looking creatures. They're like a mix of like large lizard and some kind of flightless fowl.
Can I tell what they are?
Yeah, you can give me an knowledge arcana.
I got an idea.
You identify these 3 creatures as cockatrices.
Hmm.
But yeah, they're in these hanging bird cages, and Kane says that there's actually a switch in here that releases those cages, but I know how to disable it.
Oh, good.
And he says that he can disable that so that it's impossible to release those cages.
What a strange thing to keep in a party.
I'll ask Kane to show me where that switch is, just in case he's occupied, and I can disable it as well if needed.
He doesn't show you exactly, like he doesn't take you up to it, but he points towards the
Right,
south. He says that there's a hidden switch just south of the double doors.
right, okay.
So he's pointing basically here.
Gotcha. Alright. Good to
But yeah,
know.
he says if you need me, he'll be around one of these three areas that are basically open for the guests and stuff like that.
Alright. Before we separate, do we want to have some sort of code word to know that, we are alright, or if we are in danger?
I guess Kane, if you wanna, Grim, if you wanna answer that.
Caw caw, motherfucker.
Pretty much. I mean, I really can't think of one.
Freedom!
No worries. The goose is cooked. The eagle has landed.
I don't know.
Well, you could probably use your bluff to pass a secret message anyways. We don't have to
Yeah,
come up with something right now. We can just say that we did and then say it later.
sounds good.
We could have come up with that
I'm
before
just
we
sorry,
even
I'm just
came here
leveling.
to begin with.
Right.
If you guys need him, Kane is just saying that he'll be here and ready.
Okay, cool.
Cool, cool, cool. Are there facilities provided for people in case they needed to go to the bathroom? Because I was thinking in case one of us needed to dip out for a second, that might make a good hiding place.
Are there restrooms? Yes, there are restrooms.
Okay.
There's actually quite a few.
Cool.
Or maybe not quite a few, but there's more than one.
Gotcha.
In fact, these two rooms that are accessible in the assembly where you are right now, these are the two restrooms.
Okay. I thought those might be two stalls or something like that.
But yeah, right now the room you guys are in is the assembly room.
Alrighty. Oh, and Barry, what were those extracts that I handed you? What was it? Enlarged person and long arm?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
reduce percent long arm.
Got.
They're potions, not extracts.
Oh, yes, that's right. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. I guess I'll tell the others. My plan for the party is to just mingle around for the first hour, perhaps listen in on some conversations as their libations flow, and perhaps the words and secrets of the noble families will follow.
This party is only 3 hours. I don't know if we have an hour to just mingle around.
Well, at 10 there is the dance, and then I think at midnight a special event.
Yes, the unmasking.
I think somebody should snoop. Maybe if we go in pairs and snoop around during the first hour.
We could. One person could post guard while the other snoops. I volunteer to be a snooper. Raise my hand.
Yeah, I'll be a guard.
I'm not
A
gonna lose
guard?
sight
What do
of
you mean?
what we were originally here to do, which is networking.
I think that perhaps Amon and Freedom, since you two are perhaps Barry as well, you two are the most adept at talking to others. You could schmooze the crowd while I go and do the snooping, and Caleb, he watches my back.
I go mingle and gather information and make friends with the patron.
I'll give
Okay.
Freedom an extract of heroism so that he's a little bit more adept at like talking and perhaps some knowledges.
What am I getting?
Heroism.
Okay. Alright, well, all diplomacy around, and hopefully my allies are collecting information as well.
Okay. Give me a moment. I need to explain something first.
Sure.
So, during this whole event, the book wants me to tell you guys that there is a certain kind of point system that you will be affecting.
Oh ho.
Okay.
These points are a representation of how the public perceives you guys at the ball. The higher the points you get, the more support from all who are attending.
Oh.
You're beginning this with some points. I'm not going to tell you how many, but you start with some, and some of you guys have earned additional points based on what you're wearing. But in order to take certain actions, it will either cost you some of these points or give you the opportunity to gain or lose points. And most of these actions are going to resolve in 30-minute increments. So for example, secret or freedom is going to go mingle, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this action actually costs you 0 points to do.
Okay.
Now, you can mingle in one of two ways. I know you already rolled diplomacy, and that's probably what you're going to take, but you can use diplomacy or bluff.
Diplomacy. I get a plus
Okay,
2 to that,
so, yeah,
so
let's-
34.
A 34. Okay. So I get to give you some information. So freedom will say you can either be in any of these public rooms, which are like the room you're in right now, the room that the party was in. I'll just move some other people around to show you like where public rooms are. So like anywhere where like your guys' tokens are right now, these are public rooms where you can go and mingle around. And like I said, there's a third floor as well. I'll just go grab that and open it up.
Wait, Leon's upstairs. I'm with Leon.
So yeah, there's this area upstairs.
Alright.
These are all places where you can go freely.
Alright.
So let's see, secret or freedom. You mingle and you are talking with someone. And you're talking with, what are you talking with them about?
The diva that I came here to see, and I was hoping to see her again. And I'll talk about how great she was and stuff like that, from what I heard. Because I want to poke and jab at Thrune.
Okay. This person talks about how they've heard of the diva you're talking about, but they haven't really ever been so much of a fan of the opera, really, until tonight, and that they were kind of begrudging to come here anyway. It's just that they got an invitation as sort of recompense um, for all the trouble they went through.
Well,
But it
hopefully
seems
it was
nice
worth it.
enough. But so with your diplomacy, you recognize who this is, even while they're masked. And I think I had a picture of them. I do. So they're not garbed in the same kind of clothing as they were before, but you're pretty sure the person that you are talking to is this individual.
Jeff! No,
Oh
okay.
shit.
Uh-oh.
That's the cleric we wailed on in the beginning in the Phantasmagorium and left tied up.
But they don't seem to recognize you because of the mask and attire. But
Uh-huh.
you think you recognize them.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't expect him to know anything about the opera.
We have to convince him to join the rebellion, though.
I don't think that's a topic for right now. Hey,
mean, Pluto
it's
knows
freedom!
your goal
Remember
is
fighting
that
me earlier? Hey, join us! Yeah, no.
Remember that
Wait, I
time
have
that
his
we-
mace, right? I took one of his maces, I think.
Mm-hmm. That's the +1 mace.
Remember that time that we beat you up? Good times.
Now, now that you've identified this person, Freedom, you can take future mingle actions to talk with the same person, but I'll need bluff checks for this person.
Oh. Yeah, no, I don't want to talk to that guy. That guy's boring.
And I am lit tired.
Oh, what's that? Woo. Freedom walks off.
Okay. Now for the others, what do you guys do?
Leon and I
There
should play.
are there are actions as follows.
Mhm.
There's mingle. You can eat. You can dance. Explore or distract people.
So you
Hmm.
explore while I distract.
There's also, I mean, there are other actions you could take that are just, variable. If they don't come
Mhm.
under any one of these things, then I'll have to decide stuff.
Okay.
Slash. Is slash an action? No, I'm kidding.
I'm sure that falls under distracting.
Well, combat and confrontation is a thing all of its own.
Yeah, I'm kidding. So, is that what you want to do? Is Leon and Caleb sneak off? I'll distract any potential onlookers, and you explore in the places we're not supposed to go.
I think I like that idea. If it has the potential of getting us points, do all of these different actions and avenues have the potential to get us points?
Some will simply cost you points.
Because now that I know that there are points involved, I want to get as many as possible.
I feel like
But,
sneaking off might not be a way to directly get you points, but might unlock ways to, like, that we don't know about to get points, maybe, you know?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you guys don't mind, like, I'm not gonna try to, like, ring the bell, the dinner bell for the devils, but, it might be some good way to get some information. So, yeah, I guess I'll explore, and,
Well,
Caleb can
think about it this
distract.
way. We're probably not going to have a better chance than this to explore the opera house. So we better
Right.
take advantage of it.
Yeah, because this is Thurin's headquarters, right?
Yes.
Well, that's where he's been
This
staying.
is where Barzillai through, and yeah, has kind of like set himself up and where he's been staying.
Okay.
So there's probably information at least to be found. If
There's
nothing
probably
else.
a more official place for him to do his work at the Temple of Asmodeus, but this is like he's like taking this as his roost, basically.
Right. Okay. Then yeah,
Okay,
I
so
will use
we'll
the Explorer
sneak
option.
off.
So both Leon and Caleb are gonna go exploring.
Does
Okay.
the distract action make it more likely that the exploration will succeed? Or is it not related?
It could.
That's what I
I'd
wanted to do. Is
yeah.
I wanted to distract
Yeah.
to make Leon's exploration hopefully more successful.
I would say go ahead and use the distract action. I think it's cool if we all like choose a different action this round just to, see what'll happen.
Okay, so
I feel
I'll
like at the very
distract
beginning
first then.
there's the least at stake. Alright. Caleb distracts and Leon explores.
Meanwhile, on the dance
Okay.
floor.
If
Do I
you're
need to
going to
roleplay my
distract
distraction?
individuals, I would like you to roleplay it, but it's also going to require a. You can distract with a successful acrobatics, intimidate, or perform check.
I wonder what one he's gonna pick.
Obviously perform slash.
Caleb's running around the party intimidating people. What the
So-
fuck? I try to stay as far away
I-
from Caleb as I can.
I see someone who has a mask that is a hippopotamus mask, but it's the normal color, not silver like mine. And so immediately I am like trying to intimidate this person, make a big scene like, "Oh, you think you're the hippopotamus? Look at me. I'm the shiny hippopotamus." So
Okay.
take that and use profanity that I'm not saying in real life.
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
I try and I didn't roll very well, but
28.
Makes a scene of things.
I'm making a
Caleb's a
scene.
weirdo.
I mean, like, you want to go? Like, I'm a mother
Hippo
effing real
fight!
silver hippo.
Okay.
You guys get sumo
you
suits
do.
on and you start wrestling each other.
Caleb makes a spectacle, and it's not so much like it's not so rude. It's one of those things that some people are there to like, oh, like people are drinking and having a good time watching this.
So maybe it's more like in jest, not like
Yeah.
for real.
Okay, so it's good that you did that because although this costs you a point, you're going to give everybody else, for the duration of this scene, a bonus on bluff and stealth checks. That is a +5 bonus for everybody.
Oh,
Okay,
because
that's
the
all I got
crowd's
going on.
watching?
Yep.
Yeah, the crowd's watching Caleb.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pluto, for that. I appreciate it.
I hear Jacob across the building. I shake my head.
You mean Caleb?
Caleb, yeah.
He's the dancing queen.
We don't know who he is. He's wearing a
We
mask.
have no idea
Could
who
be
he is.
Jacob.
Maybe
It's
it is
true.
Jacob, yeah. Where's his bat?
I wouldn't put it past Mantis to have our characters in this ball.
Oh
So,
my god, it's funny because it's true.
I know.
With that
I
in
don't think I've seen
mind,
Oh god.
Leon, which areas are you going to go explore?
I guess I'll just kind of be thorough and just kind of start with the areas that are kind of closest to the entrance.
Okay. If you can you please give me a pointer to where you would like to go?
Sure. Let's see. Do I know which areas are like off limits to the
Yes.
public?
It's
Oh,
the
are they all
orange
So-
areas,
towns?
right?
Most of the orange areas are off limits. Yeah.
Okay.
But some of
Or
the
tan or whatever they are.
areas, yeah, some of the areas that aren't necessarily orange are also sort of a little off limitsy.
Okay. Let's see. God, it's been so long since I've drawn anything. I don't think I've drawn anything since I was playing a wizard. Let's see.
Oh, and the entirety of the underworld, the basement part, that's all of that is off limits.
Good to know. I guess I'll start with, this room here to the right, and then just kind of like, or maybe go through these, two small rooms to this larger room.
Okay, so I see the red one. So you want to go
Yeah.
to which other rooms from that room?
Go through the small room that the arrow passes through first, and then look south through that small room, and then ending up in this larger room.
Oh wait. Oh, so you're saying you want to go here?
Well, I have to go through, the first room first in order to actually get there, like through the different doors. That's why it's like that one door
Okay.
first, and then the southern room. I mean, that's the attack pattern. I mean, things might happen that change that, but that's the idea.
Okay, so the first area then is the box office.
Ooh.
So no one's stationed there, but the ticket window is locked.
Okay.
You will, however, if you can give me an escape artist check, you can attempt to You can attempt to enter through the whatchamacallit. You can attempt to enter through the ticket window.
What if I just got smaller?
That would work.
Would I need to roll like an
I'll
escape artist check still?
no.
Okay, so I'll take a minute to like create an extract of reduced person and then drink that.
Okay.
So I can squirm through.
You may do that then.
Alright, here we go. Bloop.
So you squeeze in there. And I'll say that this room adjacent to it is kind of like a free room. And then into this room right here, you go exploring.
Alright.
In this room, you see that this room is storage.
Storage.
There's a bunch of seating that's been uprooted from the other like main areas of the opera house to here, and they're all in large tottering stacks.
Alright. So, bunch of like, seeds and stuff for planting?
What?
Maybe I misheard you. What's in the boxes again? I'm trying to write stuff down.
No, there's a bunch of seats here that have all been stacked on
Oh,
top of each
seats.
other that have been taken from the opera house. Yeah, right now the room's being used as storage,
Gotcha.
and they're all stacked on top of each other. It describes them in large tottering stacks.
Looking
Okay,
around
where
the
do you
room,
go
does it...
from here?
Okay. So there wasn't anything that, like, piqued my curiosity, it was just
There's
as it was
nothing else that
described?
stands out to you here. Yeah.
Okay. Then, so was that the first room that I entered, or the southern room? That had the tottering chairs?
Are you on the same map as everybody else on the first floor? I
Oh,
have your
I can
token
just
there.
move my character. So this is,
Yep.
I presume, the room that I
That's the
just
box
placed myself
office.
in. Okay.
And then the room
And
above you is kind of like a free room here. And then this rectangular larger area, this is the storage room.
okay, so then I'll want to avoid the guard room, so I'll make my way, creak open this door, make sure it's not
Okay.
occupied.
You don't see anyone.
Oh, okay. Then I'll, be
But I'm
perceptive,
gonna...
creep forward, keeping an eye out for anything suspicious, whether it be people or traps.
Okay, so I'm actually gonna stop you here for right now,
Yeah, sounds good.
for your exploration. And during the next scene, if you want to continue exploring, you can, but it will cost you additional points to do so.
So, exploring is costing points that my companions are gaining through, like, schmoozing and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
But as Pluto said, there might be areas here that are worth the points.
Yeah, alright. Well, then I'll just keep on being stealthy and continue exploring.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
trying
too
to figure out
concerned
King's health.
about the
What
points.
levels do we take the lesser of the health? Like round down on health.
I believe that's the even level. levels.
Yes.
So 7th
Okay.
level you would round up.
Yeah, well, I have to like basically do all the levels for. All right, I was just wondering.
Okay. Let me go to Pluto. What action are you gonna take during this
I think
scene?
Amon's doing the the diplomacy one, sort of like what Freedom did.
You're gonna mingle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Networking.
Go ahead and
I'll pass
we'll
by
call
you and
it.
I'll tell
yeah,
you to stay away
diplomacy
from
or
that one dude.
bluff.
Diplomacy, definitely.
Okay. That's a successful check.
Yeah, and I won't go talk to the same guy that Freedom talked to because I heed the warning and or already saw you talking with that person.
You mingle around. What do you choose to talk about?
Well, I'm wearing the like it's already pretty obvious where my loyalties lie based on my costume. So I'm actually just going to brazenly talk about um, rebellion, like a free Kintargo, not one that's being crushed by these unjust rules and regulations brought on by
Damn,
Brazilai Thrune.
you're starting that topic early, eh?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, they took rid of our
I'm
mint.
wearing the yeah, exactly. I'm wearing like the outfit as well that like has like a Milani kind of theme to it as well. So like, yeah,
Okay.
I think it's pretty obvious where my loyalties lie anyway.
Okay. You engage in a conversation with this person. And they say that they would like to see a lot less restrictions placed on, lifted from the city.
Mm-hmm.
But that they don't really know like who are the people like to really blame here? Is it really Thrune, or is it just the rest of the public that kind of allows them to do what they please here? They seem like they're pretty resentful towards
Oh
more
yeah,
than just the
Barzillai
government
Thrune
here.
is the victim here. He's the victim to the
Mm,
people. That's exactly what's
no,
happening.
no, I'm not interpreting that way at all. I'm interpreting this person saying that Kintargo is a victim of itself, like that they and I actually kind of agree. I think the people of Kintargo need to stand up and they do
What
need
this
to
person is saying
not
is
let
Cantargo let this happen, basically.
yeah. But I don't think
And with
I think that
sorry, go
if the
ahead.
people of Kintargo like it's because a single person in Kintargo is scared and too weak to do anything on their own. But if we all stand together, we can be Kintargo can be strong.
And with your diplomacy, you recognize who you're talking to.
Okay.
Do you remember this fellow?
Yeah, I thought he got
Hey.
I thought he
It's
got
the
arrested.
farmer.
He did.
I mean, so did I, so that's fair.
And he still sounds like he's pretty bitter over what happened with the law.
They've brainwashed him. He's now a spy, trying to
But he
find the
doesn't
people
sound
that are
crazy anymore.
sympathetic to Cantargo.
Yeah. But yeah, I say, something along the lines there. Where I think like if Kintargo, if the people of Kintargo work together, they can accomplish a lot more than what any one of them can do on their own.
Okay. If you want to take future mingle actions to chat with this person, like freedom, it will be bluff checks.
Why exactly will be bluff checks to like hide your identity or?
Because this person is I have identified this person as a rival for you guys. There are two different kinds of people that you guys will be mingling with. They are friends and rivals.
Okay.
And there
You
could
found
be like,
one of your rivals.
Sure did.
and there
And I
could
stab him in the
possibly be
heart.
good.
No, I'm kidding.
And I bet that there's benefits to like, taking the risk of continuing to interact with them like on an anonymous level so that you could potentially bring them to your side because they won't be prejudiced because they already know
Sure.
about you.
No, that guy's too boring. He doesn't care for the opera until today, so not interested.
But he might be able to sway the working class.
Maybe.
Ba-
But he
band
also tried
together
to
all the
kill us.
serfs. Well, that's
This
because
guy
he was
didn't, though.
tormented by the imp or something, I
Morger
think.
Manthai. He didn't try to kill
Yeah.
us.
Not Morger.
He
yeah.
just I don't even remember what he did.
The other
he was,
guy's
he was
not
kind
gonna
of
trade sides.
he was kind of crazy if I remember right the first time we saw him.
Because, yeah,
I
he
don't think
said
I
something
really
about the
interacted with him
coffee
too
tasting
much.
bad.
Yeah, I don't think I really interacted with him too much because I wasn't really at the coffee house when he was there. All right, well, you know about this guy now.
Okay. And Barry, what do you do during this scene?
What are the options again? Sorry, I've been paying attention, but I've also been leveling, so I've been thinking that too.
There's Distract, which Caleb is currently doing at the moment. There's Mingle. You can eat, dance, explore, or then some other action that I would have to
flash.
decide.
Barry will mingle,
What the
but
hell's the
he's gonna
advantage of eating?
get
You're gonna
poisoned.
Halflings
mingle?
are good at eating.
Yeah, he's gonna mingle. He's gonna stay close to the party though, not get too far away from the others.
Okay, go ahead and make me either a bluff or diplomacy.
Hey, nice roll there,
Diplomacy.
Barry.
Okay. You find someone to mingle with. What do you talk about?
The weather.
The weather.
Find a cleric of
no.
Gazray.
Yeah, find a cleric of God's right. No, he'll bring up religion actually, not like his personal, but he's like I've been to so many cities where other religions are accepted and allowed. Why is this city forcing Asmodeus on everybody? Asmodeus. There's like 5 different ways you say his name, but yeah.
There's the right way. Asmodeus, Asmodeus.
Well, it's because
Okay.
I watch like a show and they like say his name like syllable by syllable, so it's like how I go to say it.
I was just making a
Asmodeus.
reference to Amadeus.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, he brings up like religions and like the scrutiny on other ones while he's rocking like basically like a stargazer's outfit, which is like the prestige class for worshippers of Desna.
Okay. They tell you that they are also actually rather new to this city, but they imagine that, asking that kind of question within this city probably gets you a lot of trouble. And they don't think that it's that wise to be questioning such a thing, but for the sake of conversation, um, they comment that inside a city, their society will probably favor one religion among others, no matter where you go. The only way to have true freedom is to live outside it, as they have.
True freedom is on the road.
But that doesn't mean that there can't be more worship within a city, because they did talk about how usually they favor one over others, but Kintargo here does seem to have there's very little tolerance for any but one.
Yep.
And with your diplomacy, you identify who you're talking to.
Ooh, let's see who it is.
Yeah, give me a
Who's
moment.
the cameo this time?
Also, think about you guys finding these people as like you mingle around and stuff, but like they might not be like the first like people you talk to immediately, but within these 30 minutes, yeah, you manage to recognize some of these people. You identify them.
I think that's pretty cool.
Oh, I did have a... Okay, never mind. I guess it just wasn't in the... It wasn't in my thing. I don't know, sometimes like I look for a thing and it seems like it's been deleted, but it's just in another weird Fantasy Grounds folder somewhere. Did it take it? Huh. Or maybe it doesn't want it.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm having problems with this thing taking my image.
You need to teach it not to spy on you. Show it its
Okay,
boss.
anyway, let's see, I think I have it here now. Okay, so the person that you recognize is this guy.
Hey! Mr. Fish the
And
dude who ran away.
you've identified a friend.
Okay.
So if you want to mingle further with them, it'll be diplomacy checks.
Wait, which one is that?
Okay.
Is that
He's
the
the one
guy?
that disappeared.
The drop.
Oh my
that-
god,
the guy
he's
that disappeared with the
alive!
vest.
He's
Yeah, he's
alive!
the one that Leon was like really wanting to find too. I remember.
Now I can convert him as planned.
yes, all according to
I
plan.
kind of had assumed he was dead too, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so we're gonna go to another scene here.
Act 2.
Who wants to go first?
I've been
Me.
doing nothing forever.
Okay, Caleb, what action would
Okay,
you like to
Caleb
do?
can go. That's
I mean, Freedom can go if you want.
no, go ahead.
I just.
You said me
We
louder.
can keep it going like we did in rounds. Like Freedom, Caleb, and then down the list.
I don't
suppose
care.
we
I've just
could.
been sitting here forever, doing nothing. So
It's because he went first last time, I think.
yeah, that's kind of why I
Yeah, just go
jumped
in
in
the same
there.
order.
But
I just didn't want it to be like at school where the teacher asks a question and no one answers. I felt like that might have been that situation.
except for you answered right
What it
away,
was.
so you seem like the eager kid in class.
Yeah, I am
Maybe.
the one who answers right away so that we're not like wasting time waiting for people to answer. That was my strategy, so I'd have more time to do homework in class.
Alright, so we'll just keep it going in rounds.
So it's about 9:30 at the moment.
9:30.
So nothing's going on at the party, like no entertainers or events or situations.
No, there actually are entertainers. There is a whole orchestra within the pit here that is playing music. So here on the first floor, do you see where I've made an arrow?
Mm-hmm.
In this brown part? You can look down into this, and in this pit is an orchestra.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
playing music.
But nothing on the stage.
Some people are dancing up on the stage.
I'll go up
And if
there
you want
and
to dance, you can dance.
Yeah.
Okay. For dancing, let's see. You may pick a partner, and it can be anyone, including just any random person.
I will ask the first person I see if they would like to dance. It does not matter who or what they are.
Okay. Then you ask a random person to dance. And you find somebody who will dance with you.
Yeah.
Now, you can give me a perform dance check.
Can I do artistry?
Artistry.
Like the
Let me see.
walk-off thing?
Yeah,
We have artistry choreography or something, right?
Yeah, it's choreography.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you still got heroism on, so that should give you a little bump. Ooh, nice roll. 30. Wow.
So this
could cast Daylight-
this is
Daylight
an
and become a-
intelligence kind of skill.
Disco ball.
Artistry? It's.
Yeah.
I guess it is intelligence. Yeah. It's
Intelligence
how
bonus,
well
okay.
my dance comes together. Like it comes together. It's not just
So
flailing
artistry
about.
skills.
In fact, I'll lead.
So
I will
it's
guide this
choreography?
person. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I will guide
Okay.
this person into my
So-
choreography. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, it actually, it's not quite so much a dance, but yeah, you are really good at guiding your partner, such to the effect that it might appear like you're dancing. The check is good enough that people look at you two like you're dancing.
We're doing interpretive dance. It's the same thing.
So let me see. So you gain a good number of these points for the party with your
Yay!
exceptional skill check.
Look at me! Look at me!
Okay. Who's next?
I believe that's Caleb in
Am
initiative.
I want to eat. I'm hangry.
You would like to go eat some food? Okay. While you're eating, you can mingle at no additional cost.
Sure. I'm good at talking to people.
Give me a bluff or diplomacy.
Yeah, I'm.
Oof, a 1.
A 1? Oh boy.
No additional cost though.
Yeah.
True.
So what do you talk about?
Farming, obviously. That's why I rolled so bad. Is like most people here, but
Okay.
besides the farmer, most people here aren't farmers, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I may have grown this vegetable right here. I used to work on the farm, and we farm these beans and carrots that we have here.
Okay.
And it's
Yeah.
really
It does
distasteful
seem like you're.
conversation.
Yeah. You mingle with a couple of people, but nothing really, unfortunately, comes too much
They're just like,
out of it.
oof,
But
peasant.
while you're eating, go ahead and give me a fortitude save.
Oh no.
Rip.
That's my good save.
Hey, a
It
19
worked.
on the die. Good.
Okay.
That's
so
either a 19 or a
you,
1.
You prevent yourself from like overindulging and making yourself sick while you're eating and
Is
trying
the
to make
food
like
really
some
good?
conversation with people. It is really good. There's plenty
Okay.
of like refreshments, um, lots of potent ones too, sweet, like alcoholic and just heavy things.
Yeah, luckily I have nice big muscles and they absorb a lot of the alcohol or something.
That's
That's
good.
not
Is it
how
muscle or
that
fat?
works.
I don't remember.
No, it's water in your stomach. Your stomach, actually your intestines absorbs alcohol, is the truth of it. Which is why if you have a lot of water in your stomach, it gets watered down before it actually gets to the intestines. In case...
I think it's fat. I think the fatter you are, the more tolerant you are to alcohol.
No, it's water.
People who are like
the more body
body fat
water
percent
you
get more
have, the more tolerant you are to alcohol. Straight up, that is the scientific
okay,
answer.
I mean fair
body
enough
water.
because the people that go for like low body fat percent also like don't drink enough water.
Let's just not use the word fat. I don't know.
All right.
It's fat
So
with a
let's
capital
see.
P.
We have Amon, Barry, and Leon. Who's gonna go next?
Who was after Caleb? Was it me or Amon?
It was you.
You.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I will continue to explore.
Okay, which rooms are you gonna check out?
I'm going to be checking these 3 side rooms as I move northward.
Okay.
Starting, with the closest.
Okay. So you check out those 3 rooms, and I'm gonna go ahead and count them as all being one room, because you find these
Okay.
are dressing rooms.
Alright. Interesting.
Yeah, let me see if there's a description here, more of them. Okay, yeah, so these look like these are dressing rooms used by performers to prepare themselves for their plays. Doesn't seem like any of them contain anything of interest or value, but because they are pretty like full of like costumes and like racks and stuff that they're put upon, that these rooms could serve as very accessible places to hide or conceal something. If you had to like hide something here.
Like a person, say a rescued
Yeah.
diva. Gotcha.
Or a
Yeah.
body.
Or that too. Yeah, like if I wanted to, just start knocking out guards and dragging them into the dressing rooms to hide them, Metal Gear Solid style.
Yeah. Where else would you like to explore?
Let's see. I see like a little square-ish symbol drawn on the larger room directly ahead of me at the end of this hallway.
That's
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be a D.
That's for devils, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I probably want to avoid that. Darn, but there's 3 rooms up there that they're blocking. Shoot. Well, I
Do you have?
am not
Oh
going to
no.
chance it right now.
I was gonna say, do you have
And I know
invisibility?
that
But they
some
might be able to see you. So.
right, from a personal experience, I know that some devils can see invisible things, so I'm not going to chance that. Instead, I'm going to maneuver my way across the opera house to the other side,
Hmm.
and then start on that hallway in those rooms.
Okay. And are you just going back out the way you came?
Yeah, I'll be going back out the way I came, not through the devil room.
Okay. And let me see. Where do you go from this hall?
Well, there's a right door and a left door. I'll choose the door on the right first.
The door on the right?
Yeah.
Okay. You check inside. So, inside this room, it's something of a little museum. Inside, you see a statue of Barzillai Thrune, and there's a bunch of art on the walls that depict him in various scenes of glory. But
I
in the corners, there's like other things that seem to have been like put away, and you find art of famous performances and performers, and a statue of someone named Lady Gerald Nahune, who founded the Opera House 800 years ago. So it seems like this room was devoted to the founder of the Opera House, but has been converted into a museum for Barzillai.
How do you spell that name? All right,
There you go
thank
in
you.
chat.
And do I know anything about her? Like, is there any more knowledge to be gained, like perhaps through like a knowledge local or history?
No, not right now for you.
Okay. And what is the art of the founder? Is it a statue or is it various pieces?
There's a statue of her that's kind of like been put away in the corner underneath like a like a tarp or something, along with
How
the other art pieces that were probably in here.
how big is it?
It's medium sized.
Damn. And I don't have shrink object. Oh, how I miss those days. All right. Well then, uh, I'll make a note of that, and I am going to vandalize the Statue of Throne.
Okay.
And
Also notably, um, as much of the art in here is supposed to be flattering for Thrune, you notice that there's nothing that depicts Queen Abigail.
Alright.
Hmm. And that's his mother, right?
Queen Abigail is
No,
the queen.
she's like
Oh.
she probably younger than him.
Oh Lord. I bet if I go into his room, there's just going to be a ton of art of her.
Well, you thought if you would have found any art of her infernal magistrix Abigail II, it would be in here. In fact, it's kind of law that most places of businesses have to display something of her.
Yeah, actually, that's
Like wherever there's images of
that's a
other
real
people.
thing.
Yeah.
You're normally supposed to have a like a portrait of Abigail Thrune in like places of business. So like if you have like if you're running like like they probably have, I think they have one at the long roads probably. At least in theory
Yeah.
they're supposed to have one. I think there was one if I remember right.
That's right. I believe that's one of the proclamations even that art of her is supposed to be like prominently displayed.
Mm-hmm. But I mean I think that's a Cheliax thing anyway too.
Yeah. But you find it interesting that there is none of her in here.
Yeah, I guess I'll make a mental note of that.
Okay, after you vandalize the statue, where else do you go?
Um, well, and other various paintings of him, like with a marker, like doing the Jigglypuff thing. But after, spending a little time on that, I'll start exploring these smaller rooms on the left, going up the
Okay.
hallway.
You also find that these 4 rooms are also dressing rooms.
Okay, more dressing room.
Mm-hmm.
I'll
Do
avoid
you go
the.
anywhere after that?
Well, let's see. I guess I'll be checking out the store here on the right. And like, as I'm methodically going through it, I probably see it's a stairwell, but explore the other rooms first and then come back to it.
Okay. Well, if you want to go through the stairs, you may. Is it what you want to do?
Yep.
It
Yeah,
looks like they're
'cause
going down as well.
oh, okay. And down is like where the underground is and where we heard that one devil with like the hellhounds are. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I don't know if I want to do that just yet. Um, I guess I'll. Can I have some time to decide on that and use it as part of
Sure.
my next action?
Sure.
Yeah.
Alright, so Amon?
What are my
No, wait.
options again?
Did you... I haven't had you do anything for this scene yet, have I?
No.
No, Amon is next, then Barry.
Your options are to mingle, eat, distract, dance, explore, or something else that I could rule.
So I'm not actually sure I understand what the point of eating is, like in game terms. Like you get to
What's the
mingle
point of
while
eating?
eating. Yeah, you get to mingle while eating, but why not just mingle? Like what do I get from eating? Is there an advantage to it? I'm just not sure. I guess maybe it's just roleplay, like you get hungry after a while, right?
I'm pretty sure you get a bonus to the roll when you eat, but you have a chance to like overindulge in food and get some kind of penalty.
Maybe.
That's my guess.
Okay, that would make some sense. I'm probably just gonna mingle again then. Like I don't really have
Okay.
any good abilities to like dance or anything really. Um, so yeah, we'll just mingle again.
Okay, go ahead and diplomacy. All right. What do you talk about?
Probably the same thing as last time, really. Like I'm trying to, you know, spread the virtues of how strong Kentaro can be if we work together against, oppression.
Okay. You from your mingling, you find someone who seems to share your views here. They're much more on the side of agreeing with you, but they add that such things as this party, though, while nice, and that Kintargo should in time return to, is really um, not where most people should be, what people should be focusing on. But it is a good opportunity for those of us who want to see change in the city can perhaps find other like-minded people to make it happen.
Yeah, this seems like the type of person I was looking for.
And with your diplomacy check, you recognize this person as a friend, and the person you're speaking with is
Hey, there's our
Hey,
bud.
we've been looking for this guy.
yes.
Okay. Well, now that I found him,
He's a
I'm
level
probably gonna
10
want to talk
cleric
with
now.
him. I'm gonna want to probably talk with him for my next action as well. So I'm not actually sure. I can't remember what exactly the time frame was. We get like 2 hours before something major happens, right?
Well, actually, it's going to be 10 o'clock here after Barry's action,
Oh, okay, so
and that's
something
going to
big
be the
has already
dance.
happened. Oh, okay.
Yep. There is a time limit here.
Okay.
Well, I should still have the heroism because I cast mine with the extend rod.
So,
So I
Barry,
have it
what
for
kind of action do you want to take?
like about 2.5 hours.
He'll mingle again. Different person this time though.
Okay. Diplomacy or bluff?
Oh, that's unfortunate. That's a pretty low roll. You have a good bonus, but a 2 on the die. Ugh.
Ooh, yeah, 13. Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, whatever it is that you're talking about, some people chime in or they give you like a moment of their time, but you don't really find anyone to keep talking and engaging with here.
Okay.
Okay, so at 10 o'clock, yes, something does happen.
Okay.
The orchestra goes silent, and none other than the man of the hour appears, as promised.
I thought it was gonna be the orchestra goes silent. They're all dead. It's a murder mystery party.
There'll be
A
no
boat shows
mystery
up.
later on. Now
Oh no.
announcing Mr. Scooty Puff Jr.
So Thrun is made his appearance.
Yep, in a regal black and red as
I'm sure
mosaic
he's standing like that.
outfit.
Whoa, he looks
Something like
different.
that, yeah. Yeah, he might look a little
Yeah,
bit
he
different,
does.
huh?
He not just a little bit, but like quite a bit.
He leveled up
Yeah, we
his
heard about this though.
devilish.
Like he had a very
We heard there
square
were devilish
jaw,
things
and now he has a
happening.
pointy jaw.
His skin looks a little more taut,
His
doesn't
ears are piercing or pointing. It looks like he's about to grow horns any moment with that receding hairline.
it? Yeah.
I mean,
So
now's our chance. All we have to do is
Barzillai
kill him, right?
takes, if you want to, he takes center stage. So let me just go for funsies, you know, just for funsies. There's his token.
Jake can act on his own.
I'm Caleb.
Yep, yep.
Yeah.
He can act on his own too.
He takes the center stage and he welcomes everyone to the Ruby Masquerade. Thank you, citizens of Kintargo, for your patience in these trying times. I promise all of you in attendance that the worst is behind us, and that starting tomorrow, Kintargo will return to its former glory. And to this there is some applause.
I do
He
not
continues. Tomorrow, I will lift the actually no, starting tonight, I will lift the curfew upon the city. And this is actually met with a rousing cheer. And
I
he
like
says that
try
he
to
has
glance
further
over at my ally
proclamations at
when he
the.
says.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you do. You can't find Leon though.
I yell out in the cheering, something around along the lines of like, "Give us mint," and like look around afterwards, like trying to figure out who said it, even though obviously it was me, but I'm trying to make it look like it was.
All right, you do that. Some other people might be looking around too.
Does anyone else like agree? Like, yeah, like mint, or is it only me?
No, you might find some people that are like, like they shrug their shoulders, and you can't really see their faces behind their masks, but since you know everyone's got some amount
They're
of
like, now that you
alcohol in them,
mention it.
yeah, there's probably someone punny in the audience. But yeah, he says that he'll have further proclamations for the city, you know, the morning after. And he also asks for dancers to step onto the stage to take part in a classic Chelish competition called the Dance of the Damned.
Ooh. Oh. Oh. I do not participate in that.
Now, let me explain what the Dance of the Damned is. And you guys will know what this is in character. So
Yeah,
this is
especially those of
a
us that are Chelish.
traditional Chelish dance that serves as a metaphor of the lost souls being tormented in hell. The hope is that someone is left dancing among the participants, symbolizing that Asmodeus has been not defeated, but in that they've taken the souls that they want, and everyone else is spared, and it's like good fortune for the city and stuff like that.
I will begrudgingly watch from the sidelines as I do not want to participate in this. It's against my morals and
I'm
my
trying to think. I don't
religion.
know who in our party would like be up for that anyway. I'm not actually sure.
I mean, normally freedom, but it sounds evil.
It's not evil.
I mean, it sounds like it has to do with Asmodeus.
It's not worship of Asmodeus, though.
Yeah, but it's honoring, and Freedom's still not gonna do it. So nobody will be able
I
to talk
definitely
me
wouldn't
into that.
because I
but-
don't know it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like a farm boy. Dances are for the fancy, noble people.
But this isn't a party for fancy noble people. Maybe you should go join up. Have some fun. Loosen up a little bit. It might be good for you.
I don't think I can. I have 2 left feet.
I know that's like what my problem is. I'm like, I don't know. Like Amon probably knows it at least, but
So the
he's probably
rules
been to
of the
some of these
game
before.
You've been to
are
enough
people.
galas.
So basically, the rules of the game are the dancers will dance, and after a certain amount of time, those who dance the least well will slowly be eliminated. Until, hopefully, there is at least one person left dancing who is basically the one who saves everybody's souls from being damned. If no dancers remain, then the Prince of Darkness is said to have feasted well, and all those who participated in the dance will be cursed with bad luck for the next year.
So here's a question: If how isn't the purpose to like leave one left over? So why, like, who gets the vote in like eliminating people? Like, how's that determined? Just by like audience participation?
You're judged by the people with the pitchforks.
Okay, so there's people with pitchforks hanging around.
Yeah. And every few minutes the music will change to a new song, and that's kind of like that marks the point where if you can't keep up with the dance, then you're eliminated.
Hmm.
I don't know if
But
anybody
if
in our party
someone
is actually good at dancing. Is the problem too?
Yeah, if I was a bard, I'd totally
well,
be
thankfully
partaking in
Perform
this.
doesn't have you don't have to be trained in it to do it.
Sure, but I mean, you're not gonna
Well,
win if you don't have ranks in it. I
You
feel
also
like.
don't need to be trained in sense motive. You just suck at sense motive.
Right. I mean,
well,
you can
I'll
still
be willing to
do it.
participate.
You're gonna
Okay.
risk yourself
If you
being
have
damned.
any
Okay.
abilities or skills that can help you in it, then you can do that.
I could, like, take a potion of heroism, but that's just giving like a +1 to a what is it?
It's a +2.
Yeah, excuse me, a +2 to a +1. So I mean, it won't be much. It'll just
More
be a
than
straight
I can
charisma check, but that's fine.
say I can go on the
Like
dance
my,
floor and dance and slash all the people around me so that they're not standing anymore. But I feel like that might not go over so well.
yeah,
But that's the
I
only way
I don't
Caleb's
have
winning a
any
dancing competition.
I don't have any concerns of bad luck, so I'll just volunteer. Since I did come back into this area to like sort of tell the others what I'd found during my exploration.
Okay, so I see Leon is going to do it. Anybody else?
Nah, I think I'll
I'm
I'll
just gonna
pass on
watch.
this one.
I'm gonna pass.
I just feel like
All
we're
right,
not.
Leon.
I feel like this is
All
gonna
right.
be rough, but I don't know if we.
You
I
might
don't
think
our
it's
party's-
rough, but you'll see that the AP is adjusted for it not being obscenely difficult.
Hmm. We'll see. Hopefully Leon can pull this off.
I mean, to be fair, most people don't even have performed dance, so I think they wouldn't expect somebody to.
Or any
If you
performance
succeed
at
at
all.
this, though, you will get a lot of points.
Yeah.
Yeah, if it wasn't like Asmodeus, I might like reconsider. But like, I think right now,
Well, it's not worship of Asmodeus. The whole
I
point of the dance
know.
is to actually save everybody from being damned.
I know, but
Heard it
I
here
know there's a
first,
church of
freedom wants everyone to be
Asmodea. I
damned.
know there's clerics of Asmodea here. I know that Thrun is for Asmodea. So, yeah, like, despite its purpose or its dance story, everybody here of power worships Asmodea. So I don't feel comfortable in the atmosphere.
Okay, that's
That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
When we're battling against
Alright.
all the followers of Asmodeus, Freedom's like, no, there's too many Asmodeus followers here. I'm not gonna fight.
So the dance. Is there
I'm sorry,
anybody else
what?
of note who looks like there's that they are participating?
Not that you can tell, because they all have masks on.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I didn't do any interacting with people, so I don't know like who's who behind the masks.
Mm, yeah.
I guess we'll find out later
Okay,
at the unmasking.
you take the stage, and
Mhm.
the orchestra starts up a simple song.
Alright.
The style of dance that you dance is, of course, left to each participant, so you don't actually have to dance a specific way. It's
Mm-hmm.
whatever way you want to in character. But go ahead and give
Alright.
me a perform dance check.
Alright, that'll just be a charisma check. I'll
Or maybe
cast
like
Dancing
the
Light.
Native American culture dancing around their fire and stuff. Maybe that's how this is gonna look.
Yeah. Well, I do like fire. Alright, here we go. That's not too bad.
Okay.
14.
You know how many bonuses? You didn't put heroism on yourself?
No, I'm saving that for like I gave you the only extract I had of that.
Oh.
That I do have a potion of it, but that'll just be used like in dire circumstances.
Okay, you dance and you're doing fine.
All right.
Very few, if anybody, is eliminated.
Cool.
The next song starts abruptly, and you must
Oh.
shift your dancing. Give me another
All
perform
right.
check.
All right.
You can only improve. You can only improve.
That's right.
Ugh,
A
just
little
kidding.
bit less, but if it seems
Okay.
like I'm not doing that well, I may bust out something, but we'll see what the results are first.
He's gonna start
Well,
break dancing.
I say he starts doing the robot.
It seems like, shifting your dance to this next song does require a little bit more effort, but you do pull it off.
Oh, I know,
Excellent.
Leon. You should start
You're still
crumping.
dancing.
Am I crumping? Am I crumping?
For the third round, make a performance check. The music shifts again and becomes much more nuanced.
All right. Do I know how many rounds there are going to be?
There are 5.
Okay. Oh,
Uh-oh.
If you make
that's
it all
not
the
good.
way to the end. Okay.
Am I able to...
Yep, you get stuck with a pitchfork.
Uh-oh.
Damn. I was gonna ask if I'm able to tell, that I'm not doing that well, can I cast, dancing lights to like give myself a little bit of pizzazz to try and like distract from my 2 left feet? Like maybe a bluff check or something?
I mean, you can
Fine,
cast
fine.
dancing lights if you wish, but um, the people with the pitchforks don't seem to be counting that as as your dance skill.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just kind of like, be upset, rub my sword derriere and, get off the stage
Oh, you made
begrudgingly.
it decently.
You tried.
Yep.
Alright, I'll
Well,
watch the
there are some
rest of the
people who continue
performance.
dancing,
You
but
did better than those
unfortunately
of us who didn't
nobody
even
makes
try.
it through the last part of the dance.
Oh, you're all damned.
Yep, that is the verdict here. That yes, Asmodeus has feasted well, and everyone who has taken part will be cursed with bad luck for the next year. And there is some mild chuckling and stuff like that. It seems like, the curse is just for fun and flavor.
So you say now. Cut to book 6. But alright.
Yeah. The tenor of the Ruby Masquerade becomes a bit muted as some people worry about their future ill luck.
Harumph.
But so since nobody won this, it's okay too. Unfortunately, you guys are gonna lose some points here.
You're right.
Look.
And there is a -2 penalty on all further charisma-based skill checks for the remainder of the Ruby Masquerade.
Oh no.
Poop.
Don't you guys dare
Not
guilt
to
trip
mention
me.
Leon
Sorry.
being cursed.
Well, looks like I've become an albatross. Time to toss me into the sea.
Okay, well that was just an event here. We still have 4 scenes worth of time.
Yay.
So let's
After I'm a
go from the top. Freedom, what would you like to do for your third scene?
I'm hungry.
Okay.
What can I do?
If
Eat.
you want to eat, you can do that and you can mingle for free.
Okay, yeah, I'll eat.
Okay.
Is that just
What would you like to talk about as you
diplomacy?
mingle with people?
Okay. Let's see. I want to talk about the curfew changes that got uplifted and speculate why why now and why only the curfew and just kind of raise a lot of questions and get people questioning that as well.
Okay.
But I'll be thankful for the curfew lift and whatnot and try to show my gratitude as I'm still trying to pretend I'm not freedom. But deep down, I'm skeptical. I didn't roll so well.
20. It's a 1. You get a 20 on a 1. Oh, that's always fun. Okay. Yeah, that looks correct. Okay. You still find somebody to talk with because you're just naturally really good at talking with people. And you talk to someone about the curfew, and yes, they would like to see the curfew being lifted here. Though they're happy about the curfew being lifted, but it still doesn't make it any easier for people necessarily to go around, so long as there's proclamations that kind of limit like where we can and can't go.
Yes, agreed. Just lifting the curfew, but not other things, is kind of strange.
And they say that their job would definitely be easier if certain persons could go where they wanted to without any kind of infringement upon the law, silly as it may be. And the 20 is still enough to identify who it is you're talking to.
Oh, yay!
You recognize that you are talking to a friend. This person.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
Cool.
Yes, being able to go places where we want would definitely be a nice change for this town.
Go ahead and give me a fortitude save, though, as you're talking.
All right, something up with the food.
Okay. You're doing just fine. You're having no problems, with overindulgence.
Okay.
Let's see. Caleb?
Yeah, so let's see. Eating didn't go so well. What have I not done? I haven't explored
Yeah, I've explored.
and the base mingle, which I don't think, I don't like people. So maybe I'll explore. This can't
Okay.
possibly go wrong. So what do I have to do to explore? I want to explore the top floor, I think, on map 2.
Okay. The top floor.
So I can't just move my
Which
guy over.
room? Oh, I'll move for you.
I don't know. That's why I'm gonna explore. Can I go up the spirally stairs? The diamonds?
Do you want to go up the
Is there more?
spirally stairs?
Like if I
You
go up these
mean
stairs,
like
can I get there?
these?
Yeah.
You'll have to actually make your way to there if that's where you want to go.
So the party
Actually,
goes
sorry.
like here?
Okay, so quick correction here. You can't access these rooms from where you are. There's other access points to these.
So the door I'm standing in front of isn't actually a door, it's like a wall.
It is a door, yes, but I'm saying that these spiral stairs,
Oh, there's no door into
they have
the
to be
spiral
accessed
stairs.
somewhere else. Yeah.
But I don't see the doors anywhere. Do I know how to get to the spiral stairs? I want to go on the spiral.
Well, maybe you'll find it where you're going. But so if you go here, I will say this. You know from Kane telling you that there is a devil posted in this room. Do you still want to go in?
Let's see. How do I feel about devils are lawful? Devils are okay then, right?
Well, I mean, there was the one that tried to drown you.
Yeah, that's what's weird about that. Is why does the thing kill a devil when devils are lawful? You'd think it'd
Well, I
kill a
mean,
demon.
they may be lawful, but that doesn't just mean that they're automatically on your side.
Okay, I'll do something else then, I guess. I don't want to go to the devil.
Are you
I'll
sure?
go to these rooms over here. Should I? I don't know.
Don't fall for it, Caleb. He's the voice in your head
I
is
know. I
just
feel
trying to
like
get
Matt's
you in trouble.
baiting me. Maybe.
It's
Maybe
it's
not.
up
I
to
don't
you.
know.
So you want to go over here?
Sure.
Is your intention to
Let's do
go
that.
to this room?
Yes.
Okay, so again, the party
Oh, there's a
knows
devil
that there's
there,
a
too.
devil posted in this room. Yes.
So the rooms that have letters in them,
I don't know
like,
where to explore then.
pretty much have people in them.
Well, yeah, but this room here doesn't have a letter on it. That's why I was like,
I might just not gotten one on there.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why I'm reminding you that this is a
this
room
floor
with a devil in it.
sucks.
Well, I mean, maybe there's something valuable here.
Okay, you know what? Fine. I'll YOLO it. I'm a brave boy.
You do know as well from the Fushi sisters that this room above it with an H, that has a cache of healing supplies.
Yeah, let's go there. Let's go past the devil
Okay.
and see what happens. You only YOLO once. And I'm gonna act like I'm extremely intoxicated when I go through. So I wanna like try and act like I don't know what I'm doing. And I
That's pretty
do
good.
a pretty good job. I know what it's like to be drunk.
Okay, so you enter this room. Let me tell you what's in here.
And I'm like, as I'm like, you know, my head's like bobbing around because I'm acting drunk, but like I'm actually using that motion to like scan the room and see what's going on.
So in this room, there's actually a pair of devils.
Oh boy.
Let me see, did I make...
1v2? I don't know about this.
You're a strong
two
boy.
of them.
Because, for all I know, these could be like super high level devils, or they could be like pushovers. I don't know. I guess there's a knowledge maybe to know
You
what
see
they
two bearded devils. Now, because you're entering a room that is occupied, you have some choices. You can either attempt a bluff, diplomacy, or intimidate check to try and
Dang it.
influence your way through.
I did the bluff already, so we're sticking with it.
A 26? That's pretty good.
I
What is
rolled well.
your bluff?
I am acting drunk, like I don't know what I'm doing, and that's why I'm in here. Which maybe won't let me get past the room. Maybe what you're looking for is like, oh, I have business in here or something.
Okay. That is actually still a successful check. You
Okay.
bluff your way to explain that, oh, I'm drunk. I wandered in here. The devils accept the ruse, or they're fooled by it. But they do tell you that this area is off limits. You can return to the halls outside here, so that
Yeah,
you don't provoke them.
That's the problem. Is I wanted to get through, not.
If you
Then
want to
let's
get
some
through,
information.
that will take
I'm gonna
a
drunk
stealth
intimidate
check.
them. Can I intimidate them so they're scared of me?
If you want to intimidate them to demoralize them, then that's going to start combat.
Yeah. Plus, they might be immune to it.
I wanted to like intimidate them so they're like, okay, this guy's not supposed to be here, but he's too strong for us to take. We can't stop him. He can do what he wants. But if that's not something that I think would be likely, can I knowledge check to see if I know how
Sure,
strong
you have
or what
knowledge
these
planes.
things are? I certainly do, as a Hell Knight.
Okay, go ahead and give me a check. Okay, that's actually enough to know that these are bearded devils.
Do I
Uh,
know how tough they are?
they know that in relation to you, they're slightly weaker than you are.
But there's two. Well,
There's
the other
two
thing
of
is,
them.
I don't want to go into combat
We
and
fought
make
one,
everyone
didn't
wait
we?
on me.
You
Yeah,
did.
we
You
did.
fought an exceptionally strong one.
Because, like, even if I can take these guys, spending the next, like, 30 minutes of me doing solo combat is not fun for anyone.
Maybe you just need help.
So can I wait here and see if someone comes to help me, or be like, oh yeah, I said I was gonna do this. And
You won't
maybe
be able to
someone
wait in
shows
the
up?
room with the devils. They're going to
I guess I
push
meant,
you out of
like,
this room.
because this is all happening at the same time, right? It's not like the first
Yes.
5 minutes is Caleb, the next 5 minutes is someone else. So like maybe someone else already made the decision and they're waiting right outside the door to
Maybe.
come in. Or
Maybe
so I guess
someone,
my
maybe your
point is,
other
can we
PC
pause
allies
my
are gonna.
story and see what everyone
If you
else
want,
does?
sure.
Okay. And if you guys think I would have told you guys what I was doing before I made my silly decisions, then you're welcome to come help me.
No? I mean, I don't know.
Leon
I mean,
might
there's
be
nothing
with
wrong
you
with
because
going
he was
back
already
to...
you guys were already kind
I
of working
mean,
together. So
Did he specifically say he was gonna go upstairs into the room that has demons that we were warned about? If not, like, I don't see why we would have been concerned about you.
I didn't think that far ahead. I just did things.
But you also learned
Well,
that
you
there's
have a
demons in the
choice to
room,
make
and
right
then you
now.
chose to go in anyways, even after we talked about it.
Well, yeah, because I'm bored. It's a fun thing to
Okay,
do.
then you're on your own. I ain't helping you.
So maybe I told Leon what I was gonna do, if nothing
Sure.
else. And then if you tell the party or not is up to you. Or if you come help me is up to you. And then we'll resume mine after you guys make decisions, I suppose.
Alrighty.
So I basically either I'm gonna back out of the room because no one shows up, or someone's gonna show up and help me, and we're gonna get past these guys and see get the healing supplies and.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So I guess that's to me then, right?
To Leon, sure.
Alright. Well, I was planning to explore downstairs, but don't know if I want to do that
You
yet
can.
until we've... Yeah, I know, that's... Oh man, that's the choice.
But there's a Caleb on the loose.
There is, but...
Like, if we
know,
had to
he's a
babysit
big
you,
boy.
why'd we let him go on his own is the real question.
Right.
You don't need
So-
to babysit me. Like I said, if no one shows up, I'll just back out. But my point is I want to pause until everyone else has made their decisions.
That's fine, but you said there's a Caleb on the loose, and you're making it sound like we're supposed to be babysitting you, because apparently we
The
are.
good news is that
No,
he
I'm
actually
saying you can do what you want.
succeeded at getting there without provoking anybody.
Right, so as the choice instead
There's
of
actually no
the
cause
forced
for
one.
alarm at the moment. It would
At
have been
the
different
moment.
if he hadn't succeeded at that bluff check.
I think I will start heading downstairs.
They just think
but
he's a
after-
drunk dude.
Oh, he is, probably.
Now that my stealth mutagen has worn off, I think I'll consume an elixir in order to boost my stealth, and I'm going to head downstairs after I consume an additional potion of negate aroma, because I know that there are hellhounds downstairs and I don't want them
Oh,
sniffing me out.
yeah. They're gonna scent you.
Okay. You do that. You're gonna head below. Through the stairs. Okay.
That is correct.
Then I need to get the other map.
And, I will have told the party that I'm going to be heading downstairs before I go down there.
Okay, so we have Caleb on the top floor and Leon in the basement.
And I'll tell everyone that, I'll be back
We're making a Thrun
upstairs
sandwich.
before the midnight.
Combat's gonna happen
train this
somewhere,
in.
and like half of you guys are
We're
gonna have to
turning this
travel.
into Betrayal of House on the Hill right
Yeah, we're expanding the house.
Who's gonna turn
Different
traitor
pe-
though?
Leon's
Who's gonna activate
marker
the
is so
hunt?
weird.
Just
That's
don't get
a
eaten
token.
by dogs.
It's a weird looking guy.
Okay, there we go. Alright, do you see where your token is on the
I
map?
do.
Okay. So you walk down to some stairs, and there's a door.
Alrighty. Oh, I'll inspect the door for, traps and if it's locked. So, watch out.
Let's see. Okay. Nope, you don't think it's locked or trapped.
Alright, cool. And since he's off on his own, he's also gonna use his wand to backwash a potion of heroism. And will continue on his way, checking doors for traps, just being cautious as he moves forward, inspecting and moving on.
Okay.
So yeah, like at each door, I'll check it for a moment and then try to open it up. Just let me know when I need to
So
do
are you
something.
just gonna check this? Which door? Which door are you checking here?
The one on my immediate left.
Okay. You open the door, and there is another door. It seems to just be a hallway connecting this hallway to a room. Do you go through the other door to the bigger room?
I will.
Okay. Okay. You go into this room. So
Okay.
this is a large area, but it doesn't seem like there's anybody here. This is a large workshop that contains supplies and tools used to build and repair set dressing and the like.
Alright. Let's see, and it looks like there's a northern double doors and a door on the right. I'll inspect this door up here to my north and on the right.
Okay.
Alright.
You find a room that simply holds raw materials for set buildings in this little storage area.
Okay.
Again, no one is in here.
Alright, then I'll head south to this single door and open it if it's unlocked.
Okay. You open it and you go in.
Alright. Yeah.
Alright. You find numerous bunks lining the walls here. So much that, many sections of the wall are covered because of these bunks that are all lined up.
Alright. Does it look like there's any
And it looks like
personal
this.
belongings?
Yeah, there's some personal belongings. In fact, it looks like this place is actually maintained by what you could guess are guards, but during the ball right now, the room is empty. They're probably
Alright.
all taking their shifts and stuff as guards up on the upper floors.
Alright. If it just looks like, sort of normal stuff, like personal effects, I'll leave it alone.
So you could give me a perception if you want to try and find anything.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm doing through all these different rooms. Just being
Okay,
extremely nosy.
how much was the... Oh, you rolled a perception? Okay.
No, I haven't rolled a perception for searching this room yet.
Oh, okay. If you want to, you can go ahead.
Alright, we'll do. Alright, I'll drink an elixir as I'm searching through all this stuff. Alright.
Okay. You're looking around, and sure enough, one of these bunk beds by the corner, the southwestern wall, is expertly concealing a expertly concealed secret door.
Oh. I will inspect the secret door. See if it's, trapped and or locked.
Okay, this secret door is locked into place.
Alright. I will attempt to unlock it.
Okay, go ahead and give me a disable device.
I will flip down my little lenses in beneath my mask so that I can zoom in and look, and I will proceed to pick the lock. Alrighty.
Okay,
35.
you do. And I will reveal stuff for you. You find a secret area that looks like it goes into tunnels, just like the Fushi sisters suspected.
Uh-huh.
But that will be it for your exploring for this scene.
Alright, sounds good.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I just deleted all those tokens. There we go. Let's see, who is next?
Barry. No, wait, Amon. And then Barry.
Well, if it's my turn, I know what I want to do.
What would you like to do?
I need to talk with Rexus.
Okay. You want to talk with Rexus and mingle with him.
I'm gonna try
Give
to
me a
find out what he's
diplomacy.
been doing. Yeah, I had an extend rod on this heroism, so it's still going. It's gonna last for like over 2 hours. Just perfect. Okay. I don't have the penalty in there though. You said there was a penalty, so
Yeah, it's a -2. It's
might
okay.
actually be
Your
31
roll is
there.
high enough to succeed
Yeah.
anyway here.
The heroism's actually kind of countering it, so.
So you speak with Rexus, and you're asking him specifically what he intends to do.
Well, I've been asking him like what he's been up to. Like, I'll kind of try to like pull him off the side and be like I don't know if
Okay,
you
and you
recognize
explain who
me,
you are.
but yeah, like I'm one of the Silver Ravens, like the rebellion that you helped start, and like you disappeared. Like, what happened to you? Where did you go?
Okay, you pull him off into one of into one of the rooms where the public can still mingle, but a little bit off to the side.
Yeah. Like I didn't.
The upper floors are actually good for that. There's less people on those.
Yeah.
In fact, if you're on the same floor that Caleb is at, the only other person on that floor right now is Caleb.
No. Okay.
Rexus is a little surprised that you not only recognize him, but that it's you and that you are revealing your identity to him.
Yeah.
And he tells you, or he explains to you that what he's been doing is difficult to talk about. There's a lot of emotional uh, baggage that he's been dealing with.
Yeah. I like expressed to him that a lot of us are worried about him.
He
So
expected this,
also.
and he simply needed to take his mind off of you guys for a while so that he could figure things out for himself. But even though he is calmed, he says that the he still has an indignant fury that must be vented, and he says that for better or worse, I planned to take revenge for my family tonight.
Well, is there anything that we can do to help?
He says that it feels rather selfish of him to ask you, so he won't. But he says that tonight Barzillai will breathe his last, or I will.
I don't like the sound of that. I remind him that we're not in the last book yet.
He seems pretty committed to he basically tells you during the unmasking ceremony he's going to do the you killed my family, prepare to die thing.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Stop that, man. Actually, maybe we should let him do
I guess overall sense motive. I feel like it seems like he's got I mean, he probably seems really calm. I don't really probably even need to run it, but
What are you trying to sense?
does this seem like he's just doing some crazy rash thing, or does it seem like he has an actual plan?
You're sensing that he really does want to unmask himself and take the opportunity to kill Barzillai, but you can tell that underneath his calmness that he is nervous. That he's partly unsure of himself, but you think he's committed to doing this.
Okay, so maybe I can
Like
talk
he's
him out of it
reached
then.
the end of his straw here.
Yeah. I'll try to assure him this is I don't think this is the proper forum for this. The things are in motion. Yeah, the rebellion will have its day.
He
I'll tell
does
him.
argue back with you that this could end everything tonight, and that there's going to be no better opportunity for me to seek revenge, to avenge my family.
I disagree. I think there'll be other opportunities. The we've been establishing alliances within the city of Kintargo. We've been cutting off access to Brazilai through his allies. It's gonna hit a tipping point soon, where he's gonna have where we're gonna have the upper hand, but we haven't reached that point yet. Believe
He
me,
finishes whatever he's drinking, and he says, I'm glad that you've made more allies with more of the noble families, but unfortunately that's none of that is going to soothe the ache in my heart for my family. He says I have to do this. My advice to you is to either enjoy the rest of the night or leave before midnight.
you just I caution you against this. Like taking this seems rash. I know what happens when when you take rash actions of rebellion. These sort of things need to be have a certain amount of patience. Because I was once you, and it almost destroyed me.
You do have far more patience than I do, my friend, and I say that sincerely. You are a friend, which is why I don't want you and your work here to be undone by me, but the last bit of patience burned away, as my family was.
Hmm.
Okay, that'll be you for now. And if you
Yeah.
want, you can keep talking with him. But I'll give you some points here for mingling successfully with an ally. All right, Barry.
I think Barry's just gonna mingle again, random.
Okie dokie, bluff or diplomacy.
Let's see.
Hey, nice roll. 23 total because of that -2.
Okay. What do you talk about?
Hmm. Uh, he'll start talking about. Let's see. I guess the curfew lifting and um maybe like try to speculate what other things are gonna lift. I I really don't know. Other than that, uh,
Okay. You find someone to talk to then. And you engage them in conversation about, yeah, the curfews and maybe other things that you would like to see lessened. And the person actually, this person, they seem older, like an older person's. And they actually talk about how some things in the city need to get tighter. About how it's fine and all that the curfew is being lifted, but we could honestly do with some more rules, especially about keeping certain rules on land owning, particularly if you're renting land out to other people. Things are getting more difficult nowadays. Some tenants are need more peace and security, so where people can't just come in and harass people that you're renting land to. And I actually don't have a picture for this person, so I hope you guys just remember them.
The old lady, right?
But you think you identify that you're talking to the landlady.
Yeah.
From the tenements.
From the
From-
tenements
yeah,
where
the
the
tenements.
slasher was the guy. The slasher
The
guy.
one that
was-
had a
And you
pet
know that she
bear.
has a bear.
Yeah.
Surely you mean platypus bear.
Yeah, you identify her as a rival.
Oh, she's a rival.
Yeah,
Okay.
her name is Nurla. Gosh, her last name is weird. Bovie? That's how you spell it.
Huh.
Her pet bear, Bernie Sanders.
Okay. He'll
Okay, and
nod
I'll
and
give
like
you a
kind
point.
of.
Alright, so that's everybody, huh? Are we going on to the fourth scene?
Well, I guess I'm gonna back
believe
out then,
So.
if we want to finish my bit.
You're gonna back out? Okay. Are there any other
Yeah,
rooms
no
that you
one
would
shows
like
up,
to
so.
explore?
No. Well, I mean, there's guards in like a lot of these. I mean, some of the rooms back here. Can I look in those?
Sure. So the bottom one, I'll give you
Sure.
these two right here for basically for in the same thing. These are both restrooms.
Okay. And there's no one in there because I think that Pluto and I were the only
Nope,
ones.
there's no one in
or
there.
Amon and I were the only ones on this floor.
Yeah, you can use them if you wish.
I will use the restroom in private, and then I will return to the party and return to the party at the party.
All right.
That's the
So
end of
we'll start at the top of the round then. Freedom. Scene 4. It's coming close to 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
It's around
I
10:30 right now.
caught word that Naren is here, so I'm gonna go find him.
Yeah.
Or at least try to.
Okay,
And if
you want to mingle?
Yeah, and if I can find him, I will reveal myself and just ask him how he's doing and, get a feel for how he's doing, because he was like really down on himself about everything that had happened. And then I'm gonna also, I think we had already presented this to him, but I'm gonna present to him again the opportunity to join up with us. We could certainly use his. I don't remember what his skill is.
As you pull him aside and talk to him, maybe I don't know. I guess you do reveal yourself relatively quickly. Mm-hmm. He is immediately embarrassed and a little ashamed that you found him out so easily, and he tells you that he didn't want to come here because he knew that there was a good chance that he might find you, but he didn't think that you would locate him. And he explains that yes, he has been very down on himself. In fact, he left his fate up to the tides but they refuse to. They refuse to grant him respite for his shame, and instead he found him washed in Cantargo.
With an invitation to the opera, of course.
Well, that he had secured for himself. He when he was here, he says that nature must have deemed his life worth something, and that he was going to see for himself what it was here that you were fighting for. So he secured an invitation to this masquerade himself with the intent of seeing what Cantargo, what's worth it in Cantargo.
Well, I'll tell him don't let Thrune's speech of lifting a curfew think everything's okay here, I guess. I have a feeling you're gonna see some examples tonight on why you should fight with us.
Despite what what you'd already told me before, and in spite of me living in Asasazi, where we eschew the trappings of society, I wouldn't trust the man on stage. If I had just met him right now.
That's good, because that's the man leading this town. You are right not to trust him.
He does carry with himself a great degree of arrogance, which still leaves me to wonder how you intend to oppose him.
By getting as many people on our side as possible. We're trying to tip the scales.
My village has already pledged themselves to your cause, but perhaps it is time I make amends for all of the wrongfulness and shame that still burden me from acting under the will of that terrible creature. So I will help you in your endeavors, whatever they may be.
Okay, stay alert and be ready.
Okay. I'll give you some points for mingling with a friend. Alright, next up, we got Caleb.
I'm hurt. He was trying to avoid
Where
me.
to now, friend?
Oh,
Well, he was trying to avoid all of you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just distract again.
You want to distract everybody? Okay, that might come in handy.
I don't know. Am I just using all
Go
our
ahead and give me an
points?
intimidate. Well, you guys have been gaining points too.
It'll
There's been a lot
cancel
of
the
successful
negative from the dance,
rolls. Well,
right?
it'll kind of it gives you guys a
Only if
bonus
you
to your
bluff.
bluff and stealth checks.
Oh, it's only bluff and stealth. Okay. Whatever. That's what I'm good at. I don't know what else to do.
Go ahead. Well, I mean, remember, it doesn't necessarily have to be stuff that you're good at.
Well, I wanted to do combat, but I don't think we're gonna do combat.
I mean, you're good at combat too.
I'll go. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna explore the other door and see if there's two guards or just one. That's the good plan.
The other one? Okay.
This time
So
I'm
you're gonna go
going
back
to.
up top?
Yeah, I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna
Okay.
look like all tough man. Like you don't want to take me. I go where I want.
Alright.
And see what I see in here. So I'll open the door like I own the place and see what I see.
Okay. Gotta go grab it.
I'm flexing my muscles, of course, as I walk in. Look as scary as possible.
You better look scared.
I would love to see security cam footage of that. Just some guy walking down a hallway going like, yeah, oh, I'm so fucking rude.
Oh, not like lifting my arms up and flexing, just like flexing with my arms down.
All right. So in the west security room, you see a single individual, but they don't really look like a devil. However, from experience, you've seen someone like this before. This is a humanoid-looking woman with large black wings,
Uh-oh.
with a sword and bow, not drawn but sheathed.
Oh, we've seen one of those, right? Like a fallen angel.
Yeah, and
There
there's like a fiery, there's a fieriness in her
bow.
stare as like
Oh,
she sees you enter,
god damn it.
and he wonders like, who are you? And they look like they're going to, do something about your presence. But go ahead and give me a bluff, diplomacy, or intimidate check.
Obviously, intimidate. Yeah, that's a pretty good intimidate.
19 on the dice.
The fallen angel's
Okay,
like, God, is that you? Ah.
So are you coming in just like being very belligerent or what?
No, I'm being very like
He's being muscle
stern
man. I
and
own
like
this place.
I know what I'm doing. Like I belong here. And you better not stop me because I'm on important business. That kind of behavior.
He storms across the room. Do. Business, business.
Out of my way, minion. Out of my way.
I give the creature a glance and then don't even look at the creature after that. Like, I don't need to worry about them because I'm supposed to be here and do this. That's like
All right,
picking up
well,
stat blocks for
she
character.
well, she addresses you, and she says, "You're really not worth my time. Amusing though you are, I would love to distract myself with something to do, perhaps spar, but for now, I'll let you go back to the party.
Spar.
I can't let anyone go any further from here."
I open my hippopotamus mouth so she can see my mouth and give a grin. And then I'm like, perhaps a spar would be fun, only a wager. If I win, you let me through the door and tell no one I was here.
Uh-oh.
If you win, then you may turn me in for trying to get past you. I think it'll
Just
be fun
revealed
for
your
both of us
cards.
either way.
Yeah.
Sorry, Matt, what did
Okay.
you say? Roll initiative?
She accepts, so yes, you can roll initiative.
This is... I always wonder at times like this, like, am I pulling a Philippe? And I'm not sure.
No,
honestly.
this is actually
No.
still way different from charging. What was it?
No,
like
pulling a
8 shadows?
Philippe is watching your entire team get ready to bunker, warn you, and then you run in anyways. That's pulling a Philippe.
I thought Brugar was
Into
going
8
in,
shadows.
to be fair.
We spent entire rounds
no,
like buffing
Brugar knew
and
the dangers.
yeah.
Brugar had made his knowledge fighter check, and he knew not to
I don't
run-
want any of this.
Yeah.
not to run into a bunch of shadows when he's wearing heavy armor and they attack versus touch AC. Although at least Brugar would have like lived longer because strength.
That's true.
But the problem is strength damage fighters taking that makes it hard for you to kill them too. So
Yeah.
yeah, shadows are pretty scary.
No
Like, and
joke.
you guys
They're
were-
one of those
you guys
monsters that
were-
you can't ignore even at higher levels.
Yeah, because you guys were
Or
like way
what is it?
above
Wraiths
them in terms of
or
CR,
whites?
but
Whites or
Wraiths too are bad.
Yeah, yeah. They're the
Anything
con ones,
incorporeal
right?
with some
I
kind
think.
of like damage or drain that's not just like hit point damage.
All
the good
right.
news
Okay.
is shadows have low hit points. So
Let's see
Well,
this
you
good
star.
news,
Really-
Caleb. You're going first.
I hope I don't kill this creature.
She allows you to draw your weapons if you have any, and she does the same before combat.
isn't this creature
I
like
have
a
what-
devil or something? Like, isn't that
It
fine
is.
to kill her? Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I was
What
like,
did I-
what? What do you
'cause I-
mean?
Okay, she lets me take out my bag of holding and withdraw my scythe.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
I'll do that. and then-
she's drawing her
Yeah.
own sword.
So yeah. So we're like, okay, let's do this, and I pull it all out and I'm put my bag back on my belt or whatever, and I'm holding my scythe. I'm like, okay, let's go, and that's initiative roll. Here we are. I will 5-foot step up. I will study the target and make a single attack action as a power attack.
And she's flat-footed, so that's good.
Actually,
wondered
neither of
maybe I
you are
sh-
flat-footed.
Okay, that's fine. I rolled a 2.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I say,
That's right. This is
how
just,
good are you? As I'm like, obviously just toying with her.
There we go. There's her token. She says,
I see you are employing.
"This will be
Dragon
over
Ball Z
quickly then."
tactics.
She better toy with me back. She better not go all out on the first attack. That's all I'm saying. Dang.
Oh no. At least she didn't
This
crit.
is maybe not good. Because I have
It's
low
fine.
AC.
Calling Captain Hindsight.
Alright, only 14 damage. This is okay.
Caleb
your
will
second
probably
attack
end up
misses.
using all of the healing resources in the cache.
Maybe.
Maybe.
All
There
right.
isn't even a healing thing back here. I have to get to the other side.
Your turn,
True.
Caleb, to rebut.
I'll try and keep this going fast. Full rounding, I'm already studied, still power attacking. One hit.
All right, you give her a good hit.
I go, aha, gotcha.
Do you have anything that procs on a hit?
Oh, I do, power attack. Whenever I power attack, thanks for reminding me. Whenever I power attack, I get a free intimidate check from... Is intimidating prowess? No.
Cornigan smash probably.
Cornigan smash. Yep. Level 7 feet. So I can, whenever I hit with a power attack, or whenever I damage an opponent with power attack, I may make an immediate intimidate check as a free action to attempt to demoralize. So here is that check. Get demoralized. I am stronger than you.
Okay, you demoralize her for 3 rounds.
Doesn't she also have to make a will save?
That is for the extra stuff. So yes, I will
okay.
cast upon her. She saves.
Okay, she made the
She
save,
is
so
just
she's just
shaken
shaken then.
for the 3 rounds.
Okay. Yeah, she's taken aback by that really good hit.
Wait, if I frighten her, she's gonna like run away and tell everyone I'm up here. Okay.
Maybe.
Maybe I should
But you'll
try
have
not
to
to
open
do
the
that.
door first.
Yeah, she puts more effort into striking you.
Please don't crit. She's attacked me with a sword, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, longsword.
Okay.
She damages you. Bam.
Oof.
Your turn.
Yeah, I'm just gonna attack her back. I don't really have much. This is kind of boring fight. I don't have much to do.
We gotta see who goes
I
down
don't know.
first.
Yeah, I don't know about it
Oof,
being
that's one.
boring. It's suspenseful to see who goes down first.
And she is lawful as a devil, so I can't even like smite
Yeah.
chaos, unfortunately, or else this fight would be really easy.
I wonder if there's
And
a
I
similar
say
ability.
after that hit, I'm like, had enough yet?
I wonder if there's a similar ability to the like there's a cleric domain ability for the evil domain that lets you like touch people, and when you do, they count as good for the purposes of like your spells.
Yeah. You can
I
change
wonder if
That's
there's
their
like
funny.
something.
yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something similar that you could do for
Maybe.
making someone chaos aligned for purposes of like your.
But she
effects.
says to shut up and fight. You'll need your strength to endure my wrath.
God, she has like 200 hit points in trouble because she's hitting every round.
No, we've fought these before.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
closer.
I didn't count the hit points to know.
Okay, well, most things don't have 200 hit points.
I'm about to go down in like 2 more hits, I think.
You could
Just
try
gotta
fighting
down her yourself.
defensively.
Your turn.
No, all in. Dang it, I need that offhand to hit. Oof, minimum damage. She's already shaken, so I'm not gonna bother rolling the intimidate again at a higher DC. I'll wait till it's
Okay.
gonna run out.
She's looking mildly injured here.
So am I. God, if I just go get
Alright,
knocked
she's
out
gonna
up here, it's gonna be
attack
so
you
bad.
some more.
Yes, yes, that's what I needed. A nat 1. Good job.
She misses, but she still tells you to back down, mortal.
You wish. Oh, baby! Dang it. Come on. Come on, dice. It could have been so good. It could have been amazing. I could have just destroyed
This
her
sounds
after that.
greatness.
Ah, if it wasn't on the offhand attack,
She attacks you.
on the iterative. As long as she doesn't do like 20 damage. Or 30. 28 damage.
Oh, she does a little bit to you. Your turn.
Okay, I need to hit here.
She's not backing down.
Is there anything I can activate to make this better? I don't think so. Okay, here's the big attack. At least I got a hit.
Ooh, for 22 misses.
She's
Hey,
dying.
there you
Nicely
go.
done.
You did
Down.
it.
That was a close one.
Yeah.
Alright, you successfully down her. She is bleeding out though. What do you want to do with her?
I'm going to poke my head out the door behind me to make sure no one like heard and is coming running over.
Okay. No, it doesn't seem like it.
And after that, then I'm going to go over to her and I'm going to try and stabilize.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a healing check.
Which is probably not going to go well. Actually,
nope.
I'll feed her a potion to cure light wounds. And I'll also drink a potion
Okay.
myself.
You do that. You can
So,
give her a
-1
potion.
cure light. And then I'll drink a cure serious myself. Because I'm away from the party and I'm scared.
Okay. I guess I'll roll that.
That's
She
minus
heals for 2.
3d8 plus something.
Plus 5.
Actually, you're really fortunate that she only heals for 2.
Is it plus? 5 for serious?
Yep.
That seems
Yeah,
Yeah,
low.
plus
'cause
5
it-
for serious.
Okay.
3rd level spell. Minimum caster level 5.
Oh,
You
I
said
can
you're
do
giving her a
math
Cure
now.
Light one, right?
Correct.
Okay, yeah, she only heals for 2, which is actually good because she's still 1 point away from being conscious. So
I'm
she'll
gonna drink
stay
a
like
cure
that, but not
moderate
dying.
too.
Okay,
Are these +3?
those are plus 3.
Okay, I'm
Some good
feeling
heals off the
much better
potions.
now. Yeah, I rolled decent. I'm going to leave her for now. I'll take
Okay.
her. If her bow and her sword look nice, I'll take them
They
and
do
put
look
them in the
nice.
bag. Does she have anything else on her? I'll search real quick. Anything like obvious? Like
Does
I'm
she
not
have
gonna
anything
take off
else
her
on
armor.
her?
But she had like a potion
She
or
has a
something,
key.
a ring. Oh, a key. Perfect. I'll take the key.
Okay.
And then I'll see if this door behind her is open, and if not, I'll try the key.
Yeah, you try the key and it opens it.
I go in. What's back here? Please, not more devils.
What is in this room? I'll tell you what's in this room.
And I did shut the door in the previous room. I just poked my head out to see if anyone was behind. But that door is shut, and then the one I just went through is open.
This room is more storage. Used to store tools and rope for maintenance of the rigging loft. But go ahead and give me a perception.
As I say, I want to do a quick scan of the room and see if there's anything uniquely interesting or valuable.
You don't think you find anything, not with a 17.
Okay. Then I'm going to
Do you want to keep
try and get
going?
past this door,
Okay.
poke my head
It's
through
not
it
locked.
sneakily, and see if there's anyone like on the other side.
On the other side, you don't see any, but what you do see is you see catwalks that are 25 feet above the stage. So below, you see the people dancing.
Do I think I can get across fairly easily, or is it looking pretty like
Yeah,
treacherous?
these catwalks aren't treacherous. They're supported and
How
stuff like that.
likely is it that someone would notice I'm up here? Do I think?
Not very easily. You're 25 feet
Okay.
above them.
I'm going to sneakily get across and go to this other door. I can roll another stealth check if you want, but that one was for like peeking my head through the door without
Oh,
being
24
seen.
is good. I'll just take that. You make it away. You make it across
And
and to that other door.
I sneakily open this door and poke my head inside and see if inside.
You do. You don't see any devils. But what you do
I'll
see,
go in. Uh-oh. Maybe not then.
what you do see is a room filled with mundane archives. So you see like a bunch of like different files and stuff like that, and document
Oh well,
ledgers
shit, he
for the
can't
opera
read,
house.
so
Okay,
that's
let-
not
boy.
helpful.
Oh boy.
Dang it.
That's like
But
my
you do
favorite death in this
find
game.
among the ledgers and archives here, there's a stash of supplies.
Yay!
Okay, so I'll go there first and see what I see in the supplies. If I recognize anything as like if I see things that look like potion bottles, I'd probably assume they're magic potions.
Yeah, you see a bunch of potion bottles.
I'll
They might
take
just be
as many as I
labeled,
can
too.
and put them in the bag of holding.
All right, you take all of them.
It's so good that I have the bag actually. That's so convenient.
There are, let's see,
It's realistic I could actually loot all this. How many ledgers
there's
and things
10
like
different potion. There's a lot. And there's actually
Okay.
several that have been tagged for like you can see that they're tagged for like, future investigation.
I'm gonna
So it doesn't look
grab
like all of them have been fully read through.
I'm gonna grab any that are tagged and any that are like
Okay.
open in the middle of the room, like someone was maybe looking at them recently.
Sure.
And then otherwise, if there's any that have like a particularly fine cover that looks fancy, I'll grab some of those and just
Okay,
throw them all
you
in the
do
bag
that.
of holding. And I figure Amon or someone might be interested in that kind of thing. And then I'm gonna piece out of here.
Okay.
And
Well,
quietly
you
like shut the
take
store and
a total of
go back the way
10
I came.
potion bottles and a scroll.
Okay.
So
And when I
the cache here has been removed.
Okay. When I get back to this devil angel person, I carefully put the key back on them where I found it.
Okay. Yeah, they're still unconscious.
And the bow and the sword
And it
look
looks like they
nice. I
will
don't
be
really want to give them
unconscious.
back.
They'll be unconscious for a little while here.
I'm debating if I want to wake them up or not. Probably not. What time is it? About?
Let's see. This is scene 4, so
Okay, so it's about the 2
it's
hour
between 10:30 and 11.
mark. Does this devil person have a mask on?
No.
Okay.
Oh, you do find something else with them though. You find a hat.
Okay. A hat.
Yeah, among their belongings.
And I assume it looks interesting, expensive. It's not just like
Yeah,
a
it looks
baseball
nice.
cap. I will take it assuming that it's something magical. And since I'm stealing all this stuff from this person, I don't particularly want to wake them up, even though that may be the more honorable thing to do. But I think not killing them was pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, you take the hat.
And I will. I want to do something else.
Well, I
I'm
think
gonna
that's actually
leave.
going to be the. Okay, what is it that you're doing?
Sorry, I meant like something else here. I'm gonna leave another potion of Cure Light Wounds on the ground in front of this person so that they'll see it when they
Okay.
wake up. And then I'm
All
gonna
right, you do
leave
that.
and find the party and tell them what happened and what I found, and quiet, hush voice.
You do.
Like, I
Okay,
made a
who's
friend.
next? Leon?
I did make a friend.
Scene
It's
4,
I
like
was
that.
gonna leave
Leon.
them a note, and then I was like, wait a minute, I probably don't have anything to write with, even if I know how to write letters. Probably not if I can't read.
I got several potions going on, so, and I have them
Caleb's
extended with one of my extracts, so
Peter
I'm just gonna
Parker
keep
meme.
on exploring down here. Particularly that secret tunnel that I just found.
Okay. You want to go down into it? Sure.
Mm-hmm. And I'll start crawling along it, keeping an eye out for anything nasty.
You come to a juncture.
Alright. Is it particularly dark down here, or can I actually see?
You will need your own light source. Do you have one?
Does my cigarette count?
Something brighter.
Alright, let's see. I'm sure that I have, like, something flammable that I can light. Let's see. Prestidigitation can't be used to produce a light.
It's better you already use that dancing lights because that can actually work.
I do have a sunrod, so I'll crack that puppy.
Okay, you do that. You can see normally. You see some stone doors here.
Alright. And the other passage to the right, does that just kind of extend into like what looks like a solid surface?
This is actually the other side of a secret door.
Okay. I will, let's see. I think I'll first explore these stone doors first. I'll explore the one to my immediate left.
Okay.
Does it appear like it's locked?
Let me see. No. You can simply push this
Alright.
door open.
Okay. I will inspect it for traps first, and then I'll, venture on it.
Okay.
So here we go. Chablam. Okay. Does it look trapped?
No.
Alright. I'll open up the door.
Okay. You open up the door. And this room is actually empty. But
Really?
it seemed like there were a lot of something in this room recently.
I guess I'll look at the, tracks on the ground.
Yeah, there are numerous tracks and like there's only so much dust still left in the room, and you see like some outlines of like stacks of things were in here at one point, but they've been moved.
Okay. Am I able to use knowledge local to identify them? Like, do they look humanoid or do they look a little more animalistic?
No, there's nothing in here. Oh, the tracks?
Right.
You're guessing that they're like humanoid-ish. Probably things like not going barefoot, wearing shoes of some kind.
Okay. Alright, then I'll venture out of this room and head south. Actually, first I'll go over to the other door and just, unlock that one just so that I don't have to do it in case I need to make a quick escape.
Okay, you can do that.
So here we go. Alright, does a 25 do it?
No, but since you're on the other side of it, it doesn't take too much effort to just kind of like open it up.
Okay. I guess I'll kind of tuck the sunrod underneath my cloak
And I'll be
so
right
it
back for a
doesn't...
moment. Just gonna use the restroom real quick.
Sure thing. Hmm. Since Leon had told you guys that he was exploring underground, he may have told you, like, if I don't show up, for a while, don't freak out. If you don't hear explosions, you don't need to worry.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And then he plans to be
Alright, I'm back.
back up there for the unmasking. Alright. I took the sunrod underneath my cloak so that when I crack it open, it doesn't just blare light into the other room saying like,
Oh god,
hey,
are
look
you
at me.
flashing the room? Like, literally?
Maybe.
There's a murder.
Okay, so where are you going next?
I'm cracking open the door to take a peek into where this leads to.
Okay, I'm gonna need a stealth check.
Alright, here we go.
Go ahead
Yeah, drink that
and roll
elixir.
that in the tower, by the way. This is a hidden roll.
Okie doke. And I have negate aroma still going, so that
Okay.
will hopefully prevent any curious puppers from seeing me.
Okay, so you look on the other side, and you do immediately see something that kind of makes you put away the light as quickly as you can, which you do. Because in this room there is a guardian, and it is clear that it is a guardian. You see
Mhm.
a creature that is the size of a strong draft horse, but it's like a wolf with ebony blazing fur and burning fiery red eyes.
Bitchin'.
Let's see, I know I have a token for this somewhere. Where is it? But yeah, it is pacing about this room. It doesn't seem
Mhm.
to detect you though.
All right. Okay, good. Um, from my position, am I able to sort of see like what the passageway to the south looks like? It's probably too hidden from view.
Only a little bit. Yeah, you can only see a little bit of the passage.
Yeah. Does it look like uh
I think Drew's just cutting out here.
I guess so.
Darn.
this powerful pooch is guarding that
Oh yeah,
southern
he's lagging.
hallway in particular?
All his packets
But
are
does
coming
it
in
look
right
like
now.
the canine is guarding that hallway in particular? Hello? Oh, I think
It's fine. We heard what you said. It's
hello,
good.
can you hear me? Testing. Okay.
God bless
Can you hear me
Ventrilo.
now?
If we were on Discord, we would have had no idea. Oh. Maybe until he gets his lag fixed, we can. Wait, was he? Wait. Well, we got Grim still. We can see what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Yep.
go to somebody else here.
Well,
Of course, all his packets are gonna come in all at once here soon, anyways. But
Okay. I think it's working now.
cool. Okay.
I
Okay, welcome back.
accidentally had another tab of Fantasy Grounds open. Okay, am I live?
Are you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, that response was quick.
Okay.
Okay. So
So the dog,
I
you
make a
can't
mental
make out if it's guarding any particular passage. In fact, it does come towards your door as well.
Oh boy. Well, I do want to avoid it, so I will shut the door and, just making a particular mental note of what it looks like. So, like, if Amon has, share memory prepared, can, like, be like, hey, I saw this crazy dog. Do you know what it
All right.
is? And I'll shut the door and I'll continue to make my way through the passageways, open up opening up this door.
Okay.
I don't think I have it prepared, but I might have a scroll of it.
You do. You do open up this door.
Okay, what's it look like inside?
So this room is somewhat empty. There's no persons in here, but there is a table and some chairs, like it was some kind of meeting room. But again, you see evidence of stuff that must have been in here that isn't in here anymore, that it must have been moved.
Okay. I guess I'll, look around to see if there's anything left behind before moving on.
Sure, give me a perception check.
Alright. Wow, low roll, but hopefully that's enough.
That actually was a low roll. Unfortunately, no.
Well, shit. Alright. Well, that's why I like rolling in
You
the
wanna take
tower,
this,
so I don't know what could have been.
Yeah, do you wanna check this room out real quick?
Yeah, the southern room.
Okay. So, unfortunately, it's a lot similar to the other ones.
Okay.
Except instead of this, in this room, you see that there are bunks that are lining the walls, but these don't appear to have been used any time recently. They look very, very old.
Okay. Uh, I guess I'll take a peek around this room too to see if there was anything left behind.
Sure.
Alright. Once I get that acute senses spell, nothing will be able to hide from me. Alright, 37.
Okay. Let's see. You check around in one of the bunks pretty thoroughly, and you find something that has escaped detection. It's a pretty old, crumpled note that's in one of the mattresses. And let's see. You read it.
Does it say guess what spell I prepared today?
No.
I'll be back in like 10 seconds.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was writing something.
Yeah, I figured since you were writing that, I'll just, I need to open up some windows to let some cool air in.
That sounds like an awful idea. That's how the allergies get in.
Well, maybe this will be easier if I just say it instead of writing it. Anyways, will you find a list of persons' names? And it looks like they're all crossed off on this list. But at the bottom, you do see a signature.
Okay.
And it says this.
Oh. That's a name I haven't heard for a while.
Alrighty, so let's we'll end here with Leon and then go to Mon or Barry.
I think it's Amon and then Barry.
I think I want to talk Rexus out of what he's trying to do.
Okay, give me a
I don't know
diplomacy.
if that's even possible, but I'm gonna try.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to like tell him that he's playing into Brazilithrune's plans. That this whole party is a setup to try to bait exactly this sort of reaction out of his enemies.
Alright, so you find him again. And he speaks with you, but you can tell from his sigh that he's less entertained.
Yeah.
Amon's
But-
like, it's a trap.
I'm trying to, I try to like tell him it's a trap. Don't do it. He's just trying to bait us out. You try to use this energy more constructively, like in taking down Brazilithrune. Like we need to work together on this.
He says that he believes that there are sinister undertones to this masquerade, but he won't expect me.
Hmm.
The man
don't
is
know about that.
arrogant, and his enemies are the ravens. He says now would be, tonight is the ideal night for me to ambush Barzillai.
I'll let him know about like all the different, like he's got all these different guards and devils posted all around the place. Like he's definitely expecting trouble.
Expecting trouble.
Well, what he would classify as trouble for sure.
You mean his his personal entourage?
Well, he's got like different guards and devils posted various rooms that are off limits around the outsides of this hall that we're in. In addition
That
to
does
I'm
seem
sure.
to concern him. And he kind of like mutters underneath his breath that like is he he's wondering if Barzillai is like expecting him among all of everything. And he says there's no way he could have learned anything about me. I'm pretty sure he thinks that I fled the city.
I tell him not to underestimate him.
Don't underestimate the power of the dark side.
If you know where these devils are, perhaps we can remove them.
Maybe. I mean, I think one of my, one of my friends already did that. Sort of.
Did we hear from Caleb that you did that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
Also,
depending on how
we
the
heard
time
there's
works,
2
maybe I
more
show up and
Oh,
that
like,
we
maybe I
can take
haven't.
care
Maybe
of.
I
tell
haven't
you
actually
that.
heard about that yet, because that was the same
I
frame,
think it would be
wasn't
funny if I found
I mean,
you
we at least know their
while
locations.
you're talking about
so...
this.
Maybe.
then I
Okay.
tell
So
you
that
yeah,
with
I'm like,
him.
okay, well maybe. So maybe I don't know about that. I'd be like, okay, maybe we can do that. And then later I'll be like, so guys, we should do something about these devils. And you're like, I'm already ahead of you. I'm the master tactician around here.
Yep, basically.
Leave it to Caleb to pick fights in an opera.
Yeah, I know.
Rexus
It's
It's a masquerade.
talks with you about how he knows that Barzillai would never
Because
leave
that makes it different.
or go anywhere without some kind of retinue of guards with him, but you describe like the number of like locations of these devils that you know about, and he does seem concerned. Like that seems like more than just like a personal guard.
Yeah.
But you do take his mind somewhat off of the ambush and give him some pause for concern. So I'll give you
Yeah.
a few points for successfully mingling. Barry?
Okay.
Barry sees that Amon's been talking to a person for a while, and he's gonna go mingle.
Yeah, like
over
I
there.
keep going over and talking to him.
You're gonna attempt to mingle again?
He's gonna mingle with Rexus, or see who Amon's talking to, basically.
I don't know if Barry actually even knows Rexus.
He does because he was there when we gave
Yeah.
him the bad news.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, you can go talk to him, sure.
So you've met him at least once. You don't know him as
Yeah.
well as like the rest of the party, but yeah, you've met him at least.
What do you talk with them about?
Well, if he, like, I'm guessing since it was like at the same time, he walks up as and says hi there, and like he has an idea. I mean, he did bring back Kane. If like he says Rexus, this might not be the time to do rash decisions. I brought someone back that we lost already. Maybe I could do the same for your family,
Hmm. Doubtful.
or at least let you talk to them. I mean, it's not doubtful. They're burned huts. If we buried them, I don't know.
Well, there's a day limit as well, though.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah,
been
there's a
quite
day.
a few days. It's been like actually almost a month.
That's true.
And like,
Hey, waiting.
yeah, we had to use like general repose as well on
Yeah, Kane. I forgot about that.
Kane during that
I mean,
entire time too.
resurrection, like the higher level spell
Can
resurrection.
cast level 8
but-
spells, you know.
Yeah, you
True
need like the high level
resurrection,
spells.
baby.
I guess he'll like do the same thing as Amon was saying. It's like we came in here knowing full well that it's high chance that it's a trap for us, and we have someone on the inside that has warned us about not only these devils and guards, but other demons down below with hellhounds. There's also, from my perusing around this, there's some other people that we've crossed in this group, in this opera house as well. And he also says that Barzillai has changed. He's not he's looks or is acting a lot different than he was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he does note that there was something that he does look a little bit different. What it was, he can't quite put his finger on though. But yeah, okay, you talk to him.
Yep.
Let's see. Did you guys want to go one more round or wrap up for tonight? Because there's going to be 2 more scenes until midnight.
Did we have the mask reveal-y thing?
That's at midnight.
No, that's at midnight.
Oh, I thought that was at earlier. Okay.
That's the unmasking.
I think it would be cool to have 2 rounds next time, so it's not just like 1 round, it's over. You know?
Okay.
So we can have like a warm-up, remember how this all works round, and then probably the most important round is the last round of the whole thing.
Sure. So
maybe.
We can just
dismiss
for tonight then. Because it is 9:30.
If you guys want to play, I'm not going anywhere. I can play.
I'm good with waiting till next week.
I'm good with waiting as well.
I'll be here next week.
Same.
Yeah, I should be good for a while. I was maybe going on vacation at some point, but maybe not anymore.
No. I have to
Alright,
work next
I'll make
Saturday,
a note
but
on my person so I know which
Saturday
effects
morning,
are still
but
in
yeah,
effect.
I'll still be here.
It depends if Pluto's gonna come.
I'll be here
visit me in
for
August.
Secrets game too. I told them I might be like 20 minutes late for Secrets game next week. About.
No, we can't have that.
I did tell
canceled. Whole thing's canceled.
Oh, kick him out of the game.
God damn it.
20 minutes late.
Yeah, and I told them. Well, it was like I go in at 1:30, right? So the 8 hours at 10. So I told them I'm like I can be there that Saturday, but I'm not working any overtime that Saturday. Like I have to leave at 10 o'clock, and it takes me about 20 minutes to get home. So about 20 to 30 minutes. I'm expecting about 20 to 30 minutes late for that day. I don't know if that. You guys can probably start without me, or if you guys are fine.
Yeah, you guys are just traveling, so that's fine. There's really not a whole lot going on.
Yeah. We're traveling to what's it called? That town. Yeah, Gant.
The Ox
yeah.
people. Yep.
Mhm. So yeah. If
Cool.
you do
Well,
run
good session, Matt. I'm glad I got to get some combat in.
Yeah, it was a possibility.
Alright.
Problem is my AC is so low.
Oh, I guess
I need
I'll
freedom
see
to keep me
everyone
alive.
next week.
Yep, I'll see you guys
next time.
Yep, see ya.
Yep. I gotta stay up a little bit longer because I'm finishing up laundry before I gotta finish up some laundry and then pack for a trip to Seattle tomorrow.